Right?
Yeah.
Certain color?
White on whites.
That's right. That's
white
right.
On whites.
How you feeling, Raekwon? You chill up in the studio? We make you feel all right?
No doubt. Yo, let me say something, man.
Go ahead.
I wanna thank y'all brothers, man, for keeping hip hop rolling, man.
Man,
as long as I can come through and get love like this, y'all doing y'all job, baby.
Thank you, man.
Right. Well,
thank you.
It's an honor having you up here, man.
Hospitality up in here.
Word up, man.
As long as you give us butters to listen to, you can come up here and get your little talk on.
Yeah, we gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? But right about now we got this hot beat on. And it's rhyme time, Raekwon. So the chef in the place to be. If you feeling that, you go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Turn me up. I can't really hear myself.
Okay.
Right there. Play that beat right there.
It's a joint called, actually it's by a man named Mr. Lip on Grand Royal.
Sound right.
Yep.
Yeah. We gon' do it like this, do it like this, yo. It's on Godfather Dawn, rocks on the arm. What? Voltron stats, connect, slap me on. Fly like the navigator, link on. Blink what? It's on. We wailing on in the alien. It's real again. Banging up, bent up, Gilligan, Gorilla Grill. Still ill, handle mine like the wheel again. Handlebar rap, hold on. Still we rolling with gold on. 1,000 brothers flowing with they dough on. Dawn status, twist cabbage. Bliff marriage, chicks is lavish. Running the crib, snatch Travis. Fly nigga Dawn syndrome. Stripes of night, king been born. Black misses the chin, play the shit on. African gold chains and ranges running through the block in the rain. Explain this, how we get down. Day one style, Latin quarter child. Front on your daughter, manslaughter cats, no doubt. Mixed drink, poppy or chop. Sons is hot, legs chip, fresh dip, leaning at the shark spot. This is real, we kill. Handle fakes on the bill, so don't chop that ass up like fresh bill. Wild nigga, New Balance, talented half gallon, hold of Allen now. Park Hill for real, cold as silent style. Grab the pen, get the blowing on y'all. Thirsting how? Blow 100,600 blowed out. We out.
Yeah, baby. Raekwon the chef. You know what I'm saying?
I felt that.
Yeah, I was feeling that too, man.
I gotta hear another one, though.
You want to hear another one?
Yeah.
You got one more in you?
No doubt.
Do what you got to do, Raekwon. It's your time, dog. Oh, come on.
What you wanna do, and what you wanna do. I like this right here. All right, we gonna do it like this.
One of my favorites.
All right, here we go. All right. Hungarian footsteps. He tried to juke Lex, G-Bopper, freak, sneak rocker, he Dr. Vex. The benchos, Satcom, major lot potential. Hands sharper than the Gens stencil. Blaze the intro. Big Al, Anastasia hat. Big rap, mafioso hat. Visit the chin stats. We rinse that. 42 soldiers that max. Call them Thojers and some Benz hats. No smiles, brothers relax. Busting triangular shots. Aiming at cops like the Kennedy assassin. Splash me on the dot. Dawn is like Zorro on the Coro. Spanish light hypodermal got legs. Hit you through your thermals. Kill you on the internal. Leaning in Stone Mountain. Counting the mountain. More jewels than a gym fountain. Swerve on the furlough airmail. 100-pound bricks. Circulate hits. Black Berkowitz. Rich dawns that surround you. The day room. Enable you to bloom. Fat bag balloons.
Yeah, baby. Yo, Raekwon. Yo, thank you for coming up, man. For real. Raekwon the chef, baby.
Yo, I be loving these beats, brothers be coming up. Word up.
Hey, man, we about to make you a tape, brother. A Night Flavas tape, for real.
Come on, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, thank you for coming up, man.
Let me say one thing, too.
Do your thing.
Yo, on the real, I want to give a shout out to the whole LA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everywhere, from all the hoods, all over. Everywhere, just the whole West, you know what I mean, for supporting a brother, you know what I mean. We're gonna be having a show this week, Wednesday. You know what I mean. We're gonna be getting down, Exhibit, myself, Tash, you know what I mean, Pharaoh Munch. Y'all know what time it is. We need y'all to come out.
Yeah, you know support for real, y'all.
I need to know what that rap life is all about. I'm gonna come watch that.
Oh yeah, that video is crazy fast. Yeah.
Hey, did you buy that team?
Huh?
Did you guys buy the team at the end?
We gotta pay some taxes.
No, okay.
Things fell through at the end.
Yo, check this out, y'all.
Shout out to the crew, though. Shout out to Tash, all of them. Whole family, you know what I mean?
Liquid. It's Friday Night Flavas, y'all. We gotta pay these bills real quick. We're coming back with more flavors. We're gonna put the funky president J-Rock on the turntable. You ready?
Yo, I hope y'all got the game, cause yo,
we don't.
Here go the games, right?
Lace for the place Hey, so y'all know what we doing after Flavor tonight?
Hey, we'll play.
Oh yeah, he got that off. He got that off. I like that.
Yo, we'll be back after this, y'all. Don't go nowhere. It's Friday Night Flavor.
Up everybody.
Going out to the hardcore hip hop.
Keep on rocking the Friday Night Flavor.
What's goody, man? It's your buzzing cousin GhostBoogie. Welcome into B-Boys Underground. Tonight is a special night. Basically, tonight is different for me because our guest tonight is not new to this platform, not new to any of the podcasts that I've been a part of and helped run. It's DJ C Minus, and DJ C Minus has been here before. He's pulled up, shared history, shared music, shared knowledge, and always showed love. He's part of B-Boys Underground story in a way people watching might not fully know. C Minus is a West Coast DJ with real history behind his name. Fantastic for Friday Night Flavas, who you just saw a snippet or heard a snippet from that episode that happened, and I saw that it was somebody's birthday. Happy birthday on that day. So salute to you on that. I think it was Bev G. But so basically, you have Friday Night Flavas, Almighty Roughnecks with Mr. Chalk, where he started it off, and then he's been on BRealTV with Dr. Greenthumb, Cypress Hill Circles, rock shows, Twitch streams, tour stories, Dilla stories, radio history, record knowledge, DJ discipline. He's moved through rooms most people only hear about. But for me, this one starts somewhere deeper. During the pandemic, I was fighting cancer and COVID. I died for the second time. Yeah, I died twice. I died once in 2014. But you know what I'm saying? Like a cockroach, you can't get rid of me, right? But it was one of the hardest times in my life. One of the just difficult seasons, trying to find my way back to myself, back to music, back to people, and finding a purpose, man. And watching C Minus on BRealTV, watching his streams on Twitch, seeing him stay connected to the music and to the people gave me a spark, and it reminded me what DJing meant. It reminded me of the community around it. It reminded me of why DJing and just music overall matters and has always mattered so deeply in my life. He's one of the main reasons why I started DJing again, period. Without that spark, I would not have started streaming, DJing. I wouldn't have connected with the community in the same way. Without that path, I did not reach out, or I wouldn't have reached out to G-Fresh. Without that connection, B-Boys Underground, the podcast, as you know it right now, would not exist, and we wouldn't be here today. So when I call DJ C Minus my brother and my friend, I can mean it, man. This is not only an interview, this is gratitude, this is respect. This is one of those full circle nights where I get to give flowers while the person is here to receive them. Tonight, we're going into his history, but we are also going into the human part, the records, the room, the radio, the tours, the streams, the friendships, the moments that shaped him, the moments he helped shape for others. And C Minus, brother, I just cannot say welcome back to B-Boys Underground. Before we get into Fantastik for Friday Night Flavas, Be Real, Cypress Hill, Dilla, the rock show, the tours, and everything else. Basically, I got to bring my brother on, the one and only DJ C motherfunkin' Minus, y'all.
Yeah. That's for every time.
Yo, bro, once again, welcome in. You've got the kitchen sink crew in here showing up and
Hair is so wacky.
and giving you mad respect as always, and I mean that shit, bro. Like, as far as everything that I have to say, I meant it, and I've told you this
Yeah, man.
countless times off air and even on air, but it needs to be known that, like, if regardless, there was a radio show called B-Boys Underground back in the 90s, and it started out with Mr. Dibbs and G-Fresh, and I was lucky and fortunate enough to get tapped in and be a part of the crew for a time, and from that crew, of course, Scribble Jam was formed, and et cetera, right? History. But without C minus, and without him giving me that spark, and of course BRealTV and the entire Kitchen Sink crew, 5150s, Insane Asylums, and all of the amazing connections that I've made throughout this community, bro, like, this shit wouldn't be here. So you are a cornerstone of the reason why we're over 300 episodes strong and still going, and have had so many dope guests. So I just, again, as Earth, Wind, and Fire says, gratitude, man.
Oh, man.
You know, and mad love to you and mad props, fam.
Oh, dude, thank you. Thank you for just, being here. But, like, for those words, and I'm glad we had a real chance to connect and like talk music and talk life and all the things that are intertwined with it. Like, it's really it's cool. It's cool to make a really cool, like, human, emotional, like, connect. Like, that's someone you can talk music and life with. That's like that's a cool thing. And I'll never forget when I met you in Denver for that. We were doing High and Hungry, I think.
Well, you were doing the High and Hungry, but also E-Zone had a comedy show.
Yes.
And
I was DJing, and then
DJing, and they had the busted ass speaker, and I kind of tapped in and helped fucking figure sorted it out and everything like that.
We still got it through. We got through it though.
Yeah.
We made it through.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it was dope just to get a chance to see and watch you. I remember when you were getting into the show, and you had your backpack on, and I seen you walk past, and I knew you were going up to the tables to figure shit out and everything like that. And I was sitting there like, all right. I was like, I'm gonna fucking introduce myself when he figures it out. And then the speaker was busted and everything like that, and they had to go get another speaker.
They sure did.
And they only had one speaker, by the way. They didn't have like a whole PA. They just had one speaker, and they didn't have pole or anything, man. But anyway, and you walked past, and I was like, all right, he seems like he's going just to go chill. I said, fuck it. And then I yelled out to you. I was like, see? And I was like, GhostBoogie. And you were like, ah. And then you sat there and just hung out and talked and everything like that. And was just from that point, just such a gracious individual and real. So, of course, folks get a chance to sometimes meet people, and, they have bad days, or, or they could just not be that type of person that's outgoing, right? But you have always been continuously just a real human being. Like, what you see is what you get, y'all. I mean, there's no faking the funk or putting on airs with C minus at all. I mean, so mad love to you, man. But that was such a great time. And like at that time, I had just, was dealing with coming out of a very long battle with COVID, and like I shouldn't have been out. My immune system was fucked, and I was like,
but you rolled through it, and I remember that you weren't feeling so well.
Yeah, well, I had cancer at that point, and I hadn't had basically I had found out at that point that I had it, but I wasn't sharing it, and I knew that I had surgery. I was getting ready to have surgery within after that. I had surgery within like 3 weeks or 4 weeks by that point.
Shit, okay.
And and it was just and then of course now you're here with me again, and I'm fighting cancer again, but I'm not. We're gonna beat this shit. Like, I ain't scared, and I ain't doing that as a pity party. I want people to know that we're gonna be going through this together, and I want to draw awareness to people. Please take care of yourselves. Go to the fucking doctor. Get your checkups. Get your blood works. Get your X-rays. Get your CAT scans. Whatever they need to do. If you need to have a colonoscopy, get that shit. Do that shit. It's not that bad. You're just gonna take a shit and go to sleep.
There you go.
But man,
I mean, let's just say that maybe, yeah, you're gonna take that shit and not maybe sleep in your shit, but you're probably gonna go to sleep maybe just because things need to be handled.
yeah, you don't want to be awake for that, man. I had to actually. The first time I died, it was from a botched colonoscopy.
No way.
Yeah,
you died from that.
So this is dead honest, man.
Whoa.
Like I went through and I basically woke up and like my wife, Mama Boogie's at the bedside crying, and like all of the nurses are scurrying and they're going to get the doctor, and the doctor comes in the room and he was like, "Mr. Boogie," he didn't say that, but he was like, this was after I let my gallbladder just die in my body because I was going through, like I'm a hard-headed motherfucker. But anyway, he was like, if you wouldn't have had this happen, you would have been dead in 6 months. And they pulled out a mass that was like the size of like a cutie orange, and they sealed it all up, so they thought. And I went home. Was kicking it, watching my kids. They were not even 2 years old. They were got 2 months away from being 2 years old. And they, all of a sudden, I was like, ooh, I guess maybe it's some of that prep still working its way through or whatever, right? And man, I went into the bathroom and it was a Slayer concert. And it didn't stop. It was raining blood. And like, so to the point where I fucking went to the hospital, to the ICU. And while I was trying to make it to the toilet that was in the room in ICU, I remember like getting there and being lightheaded, but like trying to get there, right? And all of a sudden I woke up in the bed after I rode the lightning and my chest hurting. And
ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I've been paddled twice, and of course CPR and all that stuff. And yeah, man, that stuff hurts. But you're like, what? Oh, yeah. Like, welcome back. I'm like, oh. So that was one of those things. So I had to be awake because they wouldn't put me back under. And they had to do emergency surgery right there, a procedure to go in there. And all they would give me was like some tranquilizers and a nurse that says, squeeze my hand tightly. And I was like, I'm going to break your motherfucking hand. I don't want to be, you don't want me to be awake, right?
Hey.
I was violated, man. I was like, ain't this about a bitch? You die and you come back in there. Stick it.
Dude, the only time I ever had emergency surgery is like it was when I had when my appendix burst inside of me.
Yeah.
And but I kept going to the ER. They just couldn't find something wrong. And then I was like, dude, I was like hunched over in pain. And then like on the second day in a row, the second night that I'm like waiting in the ER, like, dude, there's no way this shit could be fun. Like, I'm not here to I'm not on some like it hurts a little, but I want you to, like, this shit was like, fuck, dude, this pain was so fucking bad. And then the nurse comes, she goes, hey, we got to get you ready for emergency surgery. It looks like your appendix did burst. And so we got to get you in the next like 20 minutes. And I was like, okay. And so, dude, they went and they gave me this fucking sedative or whatever it was. And, dude, it was like I remember he was like, yeah, the surgeon was like, yeah, you're going to like pass out. So what we're going to go in and do is we're going to clean all the fucking, the poison out of your intestines.
Because it's gangrene, bro.
Yeah, and so they went in there, dude, and got all that shit. And then the doctor, I woke up. So it was basically like, you're going to get sleepy. and then all of a sudden you get sleepy and you close your eyes and then you wake up. And
Yeah.
then you're like, you don't know how long the fuck that
Right.
is. And the doctor was like, oh, you made it back. Great. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, your surgery was a success. He goes, we were able to clean all of it out of you, and we got, we did have to, go in there, so you're gonna feel sore for a little bit, but we got all of it out. You're good. Man, it's a real shame they didn't catch that till that time. But he's like, if you would have came in probably 30 minutes, if we wouldn't have caught it in about 30 minutes, you could have died.
Yeah, man.
And he's like, but we caught it and we got it out. It's gonna take you a minute, but you'll probably start getting to walk in the next month. I was like, fuck, okay, man, that shit fucking. And that shit was it was the craziest thing to just go. He was just like, yeah, you're gonna get some sleep. You're about to knock out. And then I just you feel the heaviness of the eyelids, and all of a sudden it's just whoop, and just. Oh, hey. He was like, oh, you made it back. I was like, what? What do you mean made it back?
Yeah.
Where'd we go? No, emergency surgery is crazy.
It is. It's crazy as far as any of that stuff, man. Or just surgery, period.
Oh, yeah.
Is one of those things where it's like, man, there's a lot of mental preparation. And I've shared this, and I share it every time I do a Facebook story or post, going into surgery. We play pass the knife, you know what I mean? So that's my wife sometimes has been embarrassed because, or just, she's not embarrassed of me. She just knows.
Right.
She knows what I do. But I'll have that thing all the way cranked up, as I'm rolling into the damn thing. And of course I got handy-capable parking and stuff. So I'm like, Cypress. And people are and at that time, of course, I was just chiefing on a vape pen or a joint at that time as I'm getting ready to go into surgery because I was like, you need me sedated. So,
right? Yeah, you don't want me.
Yeah, I'm just reeking the weed and shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was something that's one of my war songs. And then of course, shout out to Cujo Goody for the fit. This is my motto this round, still standing.
Cujo Goody, one of the best, dude.
Yeah, man. Mad love to him. But so enough about me, because I've been told that I'm too long-winded anyway. So, but the thing is that it needed to be said so people understood the history of why we're really here today and what it is that we're doing, because all of these guests and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Someone might have finally got and convinced G to go ahead and do it, but I was the one that twisted his arm and was like, we got to fucking do this, and I'm going to do this one way or another, and I want you to be a part of it. So, but man, you were a part of something that was so special. Friday Night Flavas with the Fantastic Four, and of course,
yes,
you and your homie, Mr. Chalk, which, with the Almighty Roughnecks, you guys moved from Bakersfield, as you've talked about before, and, took and got your position on Power.
Yeah, dude. Fuck.
Yeah. And then you guys formed the Fantastic Four and Friday Night Flavas. And so this episode, though, I listened to this episode all day today. I listened to a bunch of interviews, but this one was 3 hours long. And I'll put the link to this one in the chat just in case you guys, because there are so many things that you guys want to make sure that you listen to, because it's not only is it a trip down memory lane, but
theater, Gary, theater.
Yes, but it also is what the hell is going on here?
What happened here?
All right, hold on, let me get what the
heck? What the hell?
All right.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, you're good. It's just
no, you're good. There we go.
No, you're good.
No, you don't get to tell me. You're not my real dad. You can't tell me you're good.
Hey, man. No, but no, the fuck, I just lost my thought. So I just put in the link in the chat, and it made it do that weird ass thing.
Oh, yeah.
But that is the link to the show that you'll be able to watch
Yes.
after this show.
Here
All
we
right,
are. Yeah.
don't go nowhere, God. So,
Yeah.
but you were doing, and you did the majority of the work, the DJing, until like J-Rock had, you know, a section, and then you took back over. But you like it was one of those things where like J-Rock was supposed to get on, and
Oh, yeah.
then he was like, I don't feel like going on, because he was going out and talking to Raekwon and trying to, you know, politic, and I guess there was
Oh,
none
yeah.
of that. And then he came back in, he was like, nah. So
Yeah.
then he went into like a sick Rodney O, Joe Cooley mix, you know,
Yeah.
and all of that. So, but that night you had Raekwon,
Yep.
Common,
Oh, yeah.
and then an amazing phone call from James Brown. And as someone who's been live with people that necessarily aren't necessarily the best at answering questions or being present or
Right.
knowing what's going on, and you could tell, you know, this was just, I feel good, James Brown, for sure, you know.
Oh, I think this was like
99. This was right
Yeah.
when, after like he was, I think he beat,
This is-
like, you know, he had, when he like got in trouble with his wife and was doing like all of that, like
not the
domestic
truck
violence
chase,
shit.
right? I think this was before the truck chase. This was like
Yeah.
This was because the truck chase happened. Where was it? Augusta.
Yeah.
And his wife called it on him, right? Like.
Yeah.
So I think this was pre that. But I remember Chalk and J-Rock being extremely stoked, because this is always something that we, as a crew, as a radio show, were like, dude, if we can get James Brown, that'll be fucking rad. But I didn't have the connect. I said, you know, like, I knew it was going to be Jay, Truly, Chalk, or a friend, you know, but I knew that, like, hell yeah, like I support this show getting fucking anything from James Brown, whether it's a drop or a fucking interview. Are you kidding me? Like, and when they got it, dude, and like they were just, I just remember them being so stoked and being like, damn, dude, because, you know, I mean, we're all big James Brown fans, but like J-Rock and Chalk at the time, they were like, bar none, you know.
I mean, still, it's
Still
Barton.
to-
He's, for me,
yeah,
he's
the
one of
Godfather.
my goats. I mean,
Godfather.
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah. So to see them like as excited, but then James Brown was on some like, you can go to the website. He was just like on some shit. It was funny.
now you asked him what, and you guys tried to ask him what the website was, and he was just like, zip, 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 and just hung up.
Oh man, yeah.
And then y'all were like, all right. And
Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah, he was on some, James Brown was on some cool, like he was on some I'm cool shit, like, which is awesome, because James Brown could be the guy to be like that. Like, it was, dude, we had James Brown on Friday Night Flavas, and that shit was amazing. And then I think he did a drop for us too.
oh, that's dope, man.
I think Chalk has that. But yeah, that was, man, those are great moments. Those are great moments for the show, that what we were doing. Like, we had just started out, like in 99, we were just starting out. That was into our first year, being the Fantastic Four.
Man.
Yeah.
And you guys were killing it. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you guys that, if you want to watch that back, man, there's so much dope. Like, Common killed it with his freestyles, and it was a breakdown of, he was getting ready. He hadn't released like Water for Chocolate yet.
No, they had just been working on it, I believe.
Yeah, and he was almost done with it. So
Yeah.
you know, go ahead, sir.
No, Common was, you know, a friend of the show before we were Friday Night Flavors, because when me and Chalk, Friday Night Flavors we were the radio hit squad, and that was Mr. Chalk, myself, Fuzzy, who did his own show called Curb Server. Now he's with Death Row and Snoop, and then
Who is this again?
Fuzzy Fantabulous.
Oh, shout out to Fuzzy.
Yeah, he used to be with Big Boy on the morning show too. So, salute my guy Fuzzy.
I'd love to be able to connect with him and
Yeah,
and
Fuzzy's
interview him.
amazing. Yeah, Fuzzy's got a hell of a history. Fuzzy's the guy, straight up and down. Fuzzy is the guy that introduced me to Dilla.
I'm glad we get into that, but
Fuzzy is the one, and then he gave me the cassette of Fantastik Volume 1, and me and Chalk would listen to it and flip out, and then we would kind of share with each other what we got. Fuzzy would get something from him, we would get something. As I started to get cool with him, he would send me some shit, or he would always just let us have he'd let me have a cassette or a CD that he was working on some shit, because he was just cool like that. He would just be like, oh man, dude, I have this whole, I gotta find it, man, and if I can't find it, then it is truly lost. But I have this whole other version of the Love Movement. That Dilla had a bigger part of doing the music for, because a lot of it ended up being Tip doing the music, but Dilla, still there. But and so there was this one beat for Against the World. I was like, yo, how come this didn't make the album? And he was like, oh shit, because I played it for D'Angelo, and D'Angelo wanted it, so I saved it for him. And then we
which song was it? Do you know?
Dude, it's nothing that they recorded.
Oh.
But it is so Dilla funky, and I gotta find it, dude. And JD used to gift me some really cool shit, either cassette or CD.
That's
because of Fuzzy, because Fuzzy was the one that fucking introduced, and that started, an amazing fucking friendship.
That's that in itself. That just to be able to have that introduction and before, because we're gonna have some epic Dilla stories, because there's a story that I want C to share that he shared with me on a phone call, and I vaguely made a reference to it during one of the previous podcasts or shows a couple weeks ago. But I want to know, with Friday Night Flavors, you guys had so many people coming in and out of there.
Yeah.
And you would get people to do freestyles, right? Mm-hmm. And, not all people would do it and step up, because I know, people are a little tight and not necessarily naturally gifted with, they need to work through their shit and, be not in the pocket, and they're like, ugh, or whatever. But I want to know what it's like when someone of the caliber of Raekwon, Common, and when they're and I'm not saying when they're at their prime, to take away from who they are now, because they're still
amazing,
top level alpha prime, top tier apex predators, only getting better with age, like fine wine. But the biggest thing is what was it like for you to be fucking, you're doing you're juggling beats while these cats are freestyling. Plus, the thing about C minus is that he's not just letting the beat ride. No, you're doubling, you're scratching, you are really doing it. And your fucking timing's impeccable as far as that goes, especially with doubles and all of that stuff. We'll talk about that later. But what was that like about, how was that for you? Did you ever have was it surreal for you, or were you just so locked in that it just was no big deal?
Both. There are moments still first time like Pete Rock came and mixed on our show and did like all breaks for like an hour. And J Rock was in, you know, he was using all J Rock's records, you know what I mean? And, you know, like Jay like put together a crate for him so he could DJ because he wanted to play breaks, and Jay would, you know, bring the records. Or they would get together and they would, you know, pick out some records. Like that was, you know, time we had, you know, the time we had Prince Paul come on, Just Blaze come on. The time we had Q-Tip come on. The kind of time we had, when anytime Dilla would come to town, he would come on the show. Like those moments are like fucking, like some of the best moments ever for me to go back and think on. And fun times, man. Like we were doing shit and didn't know, you know what I mean? Like I think that's the beauty of it. Like I think if you were truly doing something, and that quote keeps coming up, like if we would known we were having the time, you know, the time of our lives, we would have paid attention more or whatever. Like, but hey man, like I've had times of my life, you know what I mean, where I can't believe this was my life, you know, multiple times over and over and over. So like, but those radio moments, man, we were just like trying to do a really good radio show. We were just trying to like do it our way though. We were super influenced by the K-Day Mixmasters. We were super influenced by, you know, Tony G, Julio G,
shout out to Julio G.
Aladdin, you know, Joe Cooley, M-Walk, you know, we were really kind of just like, God, why can't I think of, hold on, what's his name? God, no, I can't think. Anywho, I'll think of it in a sec. He's in Japan. Damn it, what's his name? I can think. See, this is the part.
DJ Honda?
Not DJ Honda, no. He was Curtis Harmon. DJ Curtis Harmon was a K-Day Mixmaster, but now lives in Japan and is the OG that I remember hearing. I remember hearing his 4-track mixes that used to fucking, he would throw 4 records on at once, but just like, it would fucking be really dope. And also hearing Dr. Dre's mixtapes from the Rhodium Swap Meet, like, he would always fucking, Dr. Dre was always cutting it up. We're doing some cool shit on those mixtapes.
I've never heard any of those.
Oh man, they're great.
To hear them.
Oh, dude, like coming up on like, you know, like Rhodium Swap Meet, like Steve Yano and fucking DJ Tony A, which is like OG. Like that dude was cutting it up and doing SP 1200 shit before anybody else was. Like, you know, producing like High C, and you know, just like Tony A got some shit. I've been meaning to go on his show, man. Like I gotta. He's been.
Does he have a podcast or does
he does. And they talk music and shit. Like, it's fucking good. He like, you learned a lot of stories listening to that dude. He was there for a lot of it, especially the Rhodium Swap Meet days of, like, dude, I mean, I bought my first copies of NWA at the Rhodium Swap Meet, you know, because that's the only place you could get it, like, when it came out.
Mama C's in the house.
Oh, Mom. Love you, Mom. I don't have
She's
an echo
the queen.
Right,
so shout out to her.
Love you, Mom. Yeah, sorry, I don't have the echo. Otherwise, I'd drive her crazy. Cause Mom. Love you.
Yeah. So I told you when you popped in the other day in my mix, I was like, your son's going to be on. So yes. But I mean, so that in itself, was there any one person though, like when you were doing, you know, when they were doing freestyle and you're DJing for them, and it could be even not during the show. It could have been in another place that happened, like when you were on stage and you were behind the turntables and some shit just popped off organically. And did it ever make you feel like, is this really happening? Or like, you know, or even after the fact, because I know you lock in so much and you have a killer instinct, you're like, in flow state. So
Yeah.
it's like after the adrenaline wears off and you're like, that just happened.
Oh yeah.
So was there any one that you could say that was the dopest for you to be able to have an opportunity to do?
Like a show, like with any like Friday Night Flavas guests, like
Yeah, like you're fucking, you're doing doubling your DJing while they're ripping freestyles.
I mean, I think I want to say both times we had J-Lib on, which was Dilla and Madlib. Those were
Yeah.
great. Like, I think I don't know. I used to just love playing. Like, that was the thing is that like me and Jay would always take turns on who opened, and it was basically whoever like if you had fresher records, like if he had fresher records than me, that like, oh, I got this new joint and this new joint, this new joint. Hell yeah, he should be the one to start it off because he's got that super duper new shit.
Yeah.
Like, and that's my bro right there. I love coming, like, I'll do the set after, not a problem. Like, dude, I think one of the greatest things about being Fantastic Four with J-Rock, Mr. Chalk, and Truly Odd is that I really know those three like my bros. Like, those are my brothers for real. And so, to be able to kind of like, like it was dope, like, to be able to kind of go back and forth on who opened up the show. But like, it was always like a truly democratic thing though. Like it was like voted on. Like that was the one thing I love about like, I love about Fantastic Four is that like, I can say whatever like I think is my feeling on certain things, but majority rules. So if my idea is shot down, but third three is the one that fucking likes, fuck it, let's go. And I promise you, I will give my all to make sure that it fucking works. I just didn't think that, like whatever, like dude, but it's never like that. But just saying, like it's the cool thing about it is that like it is, it's not just me having to make these decisions, and I love that. And just to be able to like, like, or help, come part of a solution, that all four of us are trying to work out. And I'm like, oh, what about this? And we're like, yeah. Or Jay's, what about this? Or Chalk, what about this? Truly, what about this? And we can all come together and fucking solve a thing and be like, fuck yeah, we did that.
Hell yeah.
So I love the camaraderie with that. I think the biggest, I'll say like I'll just tell you like the biggest guest that I got super duper 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 stoked on.
Yeah.
That we like stood like the show ended. We were doing midnight to 3, right?
Yep.
On the air, but then afterwards we'd go smoke downstairs in the parking, like we're in the entrance of the station in Burbank, and we had this like street that we would kind of just everyone would just smoke blunts or joints or whatever if you wanted to, like it would be a thing. And so the one time we had Marley Marr.
Ooh.
And he came and he was DJing. He had just put his album on BBE. It was that signature series of like when they were doing that. So he came on, and like Mello from the Beat Junkies was like our brother, and he was there. And then it was just Truly, J-Rock, like we were all just Mr. Chalk. We were all just like listening to this OG tell us fucking the craziest fucking stories we'd ever heard, and just like we were just like, what? And we listened to his story. He was telling us about like the Juice Crew versus Boogie Down Productions shit, what it was like to be on the air of the radio stations with two opposing teams. You know what I mean? Because that's like New York City radio lore for me. Like I want to hear those tapes. Like I used to have friends when me and Chalk were really good friends with like people that worked at labels, and they would like we used to get them to like record, like Marley Marr and Pete Rock had a show. We'd get them to record a cassette, and then they'd send it to us on Monday, and we'd have that bitch on Tuesday listening to whatever was just on the radio on New York, and we would just like fucking, oh man, that's what, dude, listening to like that, oh my God, that's the kind of like, I love that shit. Still, like, I love hearing old school New York radio, like just being there and hearing it back when Flex was on point back in like fucking '94. Oh my god, dude! Or like end of '80, like damn, dude, like end of '93, early '94. Oh, dude.
So I've got something I'm gonna share because I prepared a couple of things through my record collection as I was looking at things, and you had shared a story with me about a night that you went to the Palladium.
Okay.
And the date was August 5th, 1994. And I told you that they actually released it on wax because I was like, you were on the stage for this? And this is the record.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so...
And this right here, so it's got...
I do have that. Oh, it's got the Craig Mack, and the Craig Mack and Biggie business,
And then, you got the Palladium, which he does the freestyle and everything. You were on stage for this, man, and I believe he did like Party and Bullshit and everything on it.
He did Dreams. Like the crazy thing is, so the Fugees opened up that show, which is even wilder. Like this is like Fuji Law, like is like got that and like
this is right after this is the score.
This is like barely the score is about to fucking pop, like barely, or it might even be Fuji. It might. What was the? Not is it Fuji Law? No, that's or it's Nappy.
La la la. Oh, Oh, you're looking at. They're very. You're looking at
Nappy Heads.
Nappy Heads. Yeah, that was the first album.
Well, I'm a Libra, y'all.
Yeah.
So that song had just come out, so it wasn't no score stuff yet. So and they were it was them, and then saw Big Cap. Like me and Chalk got to go, and my boy Jeffy was our best friend. Like growing up, he was like one of the first dudes we knew making beats in Bakersfield, Oildale. So he's the man. So shout out to Jeffy if you ever watch this, you fucking jerk. Love you. And so dude, we go to New York, dude. We go there. And so we're watching Big Cap DJ on rotaries, dude, and he's doing doubles, and he's killing that shit, and he's clean. And me and Chalk are just like, what?
Explain to people, so I know, but maybe some people don't understand what the difference between a standard mixer and a rotary mixer is, and the fact that what you're describing is such an utter crazy feat, because it's not like these crossfaders nowadays where you've got the hard cut.
Yeah, or you can dial it in now. Before it used to just be like it's kind of what you get, whatever it is, you know.
It's basically the straight up that pattern, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you learn you can either be sneaky with your blends, or you just got to know when to where to put it in, where to put the slide fade in right on the slide fade where it makes that fucking bigger entrance, as opposed to like trying to creep in from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's a knob.
On a regular mixer, you have crossfaders and you have faders, like which are ups and downs, like or sideways, right? But with a rotary mixer, you're dealing with knobs. So a knob that you would turn all the way right for loud, or all the way left for, silence.
Yeah.
And so you're basically, each turntable is controlled by a knob like that. So there's no fucking, you can cut, but you're working with rotary. So you're going to have to either just like super turn, and you got to be quick with it. But like New York DJs, they ruled at that shit. And Big Cat used to do, when we saw him do doubles, we were like, oh shit, doubles with rotary? Like, dude, at that point, we forever knew that like New York was not to be fucked with, because it was like, homie, I never knew this kind of mixing existed. It was just so fucking, it was like, holy shit, like that's so much work, but it was so fluid. And I was like, man, and clean, dude. So Big Cap is fucking it up. Me and Chalk are just like, oh shit, like this dude is fucking killing it. And then Fuji's come on, and then after that, it's like Craig Mack and Notorious B.I.G. and Diddy's on stage, or Puff Daddy at the time. He's on stage, and Biggie did Party and Bullshit, Dreams, Juicy and Unbelievable. Craig Mack did Flavor in the Air, and then he did, I think he even did Get Retarded.
Yeah, on the album, it's nothing but Flavor, and like it was also because Nothing But Flavor was a track that featured Craig Mack, Notorious Big, Biz Markie, Old Dirty Bastard, and Charlie Brown. And then the live from the Palladium on August 5th, 1994, is just listed as Craig Mack Freestyle and Big Freestyle.
Yeah, there you go.
But I've got another record that I couldn't find that actually is from that era and that same date that has Party and Bullshit, just like on a B-side live from that date. But yeah, man, that in itself, like you saw all that and you were on stage just being able to soak that up and hearing those songs and hearing, of course, Big's performance, and you're there with Fuji's and of course Craig and all of that stuff. Like, but when Big hit the stage and when you see live performances of Big, just, you know, because his voice was just so strong, right? And how he projected and like controlled and flow, and especially during the early era, like he was just ruthless with it. What was that like being on the stage and witnessing that?
Witnessing Biggie?
Yeah.
Like, just like, dude, it was amazing. Like, it's, I mean, he's always in my top 5 because I think it was truly, I think you can attest and sign off on this as well. But like, to be alive when he was rapping to the masses, dude, it's the equivalent of like being alive during the heyday of like the golden days of like jazz, for like being around and seeing like Miles in his like super like dopest contemporary fucking, or seeing Coltrane as he's coming up, like, you know, Love Supreme, or like just like Thelonious is like right as, you know, he's doing, you know, Straight No Chaser, like just, dude, he's just like, it's I can only say that I'm sure that like seeing him was so dope, because I saw him 3 times.
Wow. Yeah, tell us about the time, all the times that you've seen him.
Saw him once when we first got to Power 106. There was a show where they were playing Biggie, and then I saw him at a KMEL Summer Jam. I saw him, I think Cap was his DJ. I believe it was the day that like he got the water bottle thrown at him. I think I was there for that.
It wasn't you that threw the water
no,
bottle.
God, no. I was just watching, like,
West Side.
If I remember correctly, that was like fucking 30 years ago, though. So, but I think it might have happened at KML Summer Jam. If not, it was at the New York one, but I wasn't there for that. But I saw him at Summer Jam for KMEL. And then it was him and Junior Mafia.
Gotcha.
And then there was like, yeah.
And then you had an opportunity to see him pretty much like the day before or like the week, like very recently, right before he passed away. And then you and your friend went out and took a walk, and
Oh, you mean the Demiza? Like, well,
yeah.
yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, I was supposed to go. Like, I didn't. I mean, we were supposed to. Like, he was gonna come by the studio. We were gonna interview him. We were gonna, we were desperately trying to get him on Flavors as well too. Or just like hip, 97. It's like we were trying. I think we were doing Radio Hit Squad at that time or whatever. But so not Flavors yet. I think Baker Boys are still doing that. But they were like, dude, they were doing shit with Big too. You know what I mean? But that night, the Soul Train Music Awards were happening, and it was a party happening at the Peterson Auto Museum in downtown LA, off Fairfax and Wilshire. And there was like a couple, like I went to this other party that was like an Arista LaFace party where Outkast was performing and fucking. And I went to go see Outkast because I was like, hell yeah, I want to go see Outkast. And this is like, I want to say it's not Quemini, AT Aliens.
96, 97, because, well, yeah, I mean,
98 was Aquemini, right?
Yeah, 98 was Aquemini, and so they were still on their AT Aliens run at that one, yeah.
So, yeah, because Elevators, I think, was still like...
I mean, they had so many singles off. They had Jazzy Bell, Wheels of Steel,
Oh my
all
God,
of that.
Dude.
That album is one of the best, and it's like that one and Aquemini are like masterpieces to me.
Yeah, dude, I'll go AT Aliens, Aquemini, Stankonia, like those.
Stankonia, yeah.
But
Experimental.
oh my God, AT Aliens, that was such a good album, dude.
Yeah. You just put that one on and let it play.
And dude, one of the coolest things I ever saw, funny enough, we had Ice-T on the show yesterday, right?
I know, such a great episode, and man, that is one of my motherfucking heroes and role models, and my parents wasn't happy about it, but I had Ice-T pictures and Ice Cube pictures on my wall. It's just
dude, like that, those, when you see the album cover for Power, and you see...
Oh, yeah.
You see DJ Evil Lee, you see Ice-T, and then you see Darlene.
Yes.
That was like such an amazing
And you turned it around and you saw them holding the gats in the back.
Oh my God, dude!
Old girl had the pistol grip pump like right between her legs and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Ice-T had a tech, and I forget what Evil Lee had, but yeah, man, like that was a dope. I'm looking to get that T-shirt here real soon. I love that one. And then Iceberg Slim album cover was sick too.
Oh
with
yeah. I remember.
He had a
run of albums, dude, that were really good. Like, I mean, even the first one, Rhyme Pays.
Rhyme Pays.
Then it was Power. Yep. And then what was it?
Iceberg Slim.
Iceberg Slim.
And then after that, it was OG.
What about Lethal Weapon? Hold on, you know what?
So it went. All right, so here's my memory, and you can internet me. But again, like we said, Rhyme Pays, Power, Iceberg Slim, and then if it was OG, and then it was Home Invasion, and around that time, then of course Body Count popped off, and I don't remember after Home Invasion.
Okay, well, guess what, buddy?
Am I wrong?
Forever. So, first one, right? Rhyme Pays, Power, then Iceberg, Freedom of Speech. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the one. That's the one you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then OG, 1991. That's DJ Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Then Home Invasion, 1993.
So I was right so far.
Yeah, and then Return to the Real, 1996.
Gotcha.
And
when did Party? Go ahead, sorry.
Then he did 4 more, dude. He's got Return to the Real, 7 Deadly Sin in 1999, Gangster Rap is 2008, and then Fight Club, which is 2009. Like, damn, he still got some...
And he just put out an album just here recently within like the last couple of years or at least a couple of singles, like maybe an EP. You know, it's like he still got it. And then of course the Body Count album, which was crazy, which, you know, changed the music industry. I mean, Cop Killer was such a controversial thing that,
man, sure is. That, like, dude, that caused
Warner Brothers
oh man,
to go away.
Yeah, then they stopped fucking. I think they even fucked with Death Row at the time, I believe.
Yeah, they dropped
dropped him,
everything,
right?
and then, you know, that's how basically they got moved over to Interscope.
Yeah.
Yep. Iveen and them took them, you know, but yeah, that was. I mean, Ice-T was just has been on a run from beginning to end.
Dude.
Did he ever stop through on Friday Night Flavors or any of the shows that you were?
That's why. No, Ice-T never did, and we would have loved to have had him in any capacity, shape, or form. I mean, we used to always, at the time, we were always like campaigning for Snoop to come, and we would be like, "Oh, this is episode blah 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 of no Snoop Dogg coming on Friday Night Flavors." You know, and dude, we did it like forever until I think we did it for a minute, and I think we finally stopped doing it. We were like, "Ah, dude, he ain't coming." So whatever. So yeah, we yeah.
Well, I mean, to each his own, you know. And
Yeah,
he had a show that you were advertising in one of your commercials and the bumpers on this one that he was doing, like the Doghouse show.
Oh yeah, dude. He
during
was like,
during this same time that you were doing that. So you guys were like, you know, you were station brothers, you know.
Oh, I'm sure I mean, he never was there though. He would just always he'd
phone it in, like record it in.
Well, he would record the breaks at his studio.
Yeah.
And every now and then he'd come and do it live. But when we used to have those mix show weekends, like sometimes they would hook up like artists to host it. Like one time I did it at noon on a Saturday, and so I was DJing, I was doing my mix show, and then Q-Tip was the host. So like I got to play like a bunch of Tribe Called Quest shit and like Fiverr thing, and like it was cool.
How dope was Q-Tip?
He's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's one of the best, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Q-Tip is, without him, I mean, his production's impeccable. I mean, if you just think about like how people are still trying to figure out how he did Crooklyn Dodgers to this day.
Oh man. You
know, just
that snare.
Yeah, dude, just everything. Oh my God, the snare was amazing. Yes. So going into Dilla, you shared a story with me, and however much of the story you want to share, please let everybody know, because I found this was crazy, where he got his inspiration and how he made his beats. And I'm going to just say that and let you go.
Oh, this isn't like, I mean, it was funny because like, so the story, like, this is how Dilla sees some of his inspiration, right? So like at this time I'm on tour with Korn, but I'm trying to, like, Korn has this label and I'm trying to get him to do this record for a friend of ours that Korn is going to sign. And I'd been playing Dilla's stuff to Korn like in 98, 99, leading into 2000. And I was like, yo, you gotta fucking, and they were like really interested in like having like Dilla produce our friend like Marlon. And so while I was, every time I'd, hit Detroit, I'd be like, hey man, like, you should come to the show tonight, meet the guys, dude. Fuck it, then we'll get started on this record. It's like, oh yeah, I got you. Just call me like, when you guys get in town, and then I'll let you know what's up. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, so, a couple days out, then we finally get into Detroit or Auburn Hills or wherever we are, and then we're big rock show, all this shit. So I call him. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna put some tickets in your name, dude. Should come down about 8:00. They go on at 9 or whatever. All right, man. Yeah. I'm just gonna finish up something, dude, and I'll let you know when I'm on my way. All right, killer. So that was and then I call him again, hey man, it's 8:00. Are you coming by? Oh man, dude, I'm still at the club, man. Oh, word? You said yeah. Hey man, just do you think you could get the guys to bring the tour bus over here? Think they want to come kick it? I was like, homie, we can't do that, dude. We're fucking getting ready to leave, right after the gig. Oh man, well I think I'm gonna be here at this club. I was like, all right, cool. So then 2 or 3 times that we came in town, he did that. Hey man, I'm still at the club, man. I would hear it. It'd be loud, dude. It was
and we talking about the strip clubs. You
the
strippers.
the strip clubs. And so, and then when I was on the phone and I was talking shit to him because I was like, oh man, hey, it was good seeing you in Detroit. And he was like, oh man. And I was like, homie. I was like, you should have just came for at least one of the shows, dude. We had 3 and you didn't come to none. And I was like, dude. He's like, nah, man. He's all sometimes I'd be at the strip club because what I do is when I see visuals, it translates to rhythms in my head. And sometimes watching these girls dance, it puts these other rhythms and these patterns in my head. So I can literally, I'll go, if I see something, I get inspired, I'll leave the club, go home, program it real quick. He's all, sometimes I'll come back if I'm not done, but for the most part, I just need sometimes I need one thing. And sometimes I just keep them in, I just keep, oh, okay, I remember this. I was like, no shit. He's like, yeah, dude. He goes, it's not it's fun. But it's not I'm doing this as I'm really research shit. I was like, hell yeah.
He's studying. He was it was his lab. It was his church. It was it was his spot. And I thought that was so dope. And then thinking back and listening to any Dilla song, and I hear how everything was so melodic, and the fact that he used exclusively the 3000, where it wasn't one of the ones that would chop it up and do the things, for it's easier to chop them up after the 2000 because it would kind of do an auto chop, and you could do
or spread it on the pads.
Yeah, and spread it on the pads for you, right? And you could just dial it in, where he literally had to chop them up manually, and his chops would be sometimes not right on point, but he would play them in such a way that he knew the it was so slumpy and like out of pocket but in the pocket that it was just it had that put that stank on it. But then you think about just how melodic some of the stuff was. And when you said that, I can think of players like player and then do that. I just automatically that's a strip club song. That's straight up. I could see a whole lot of pole dancing. Pause. Seriously.
There's no pause needed, bro. I know exactly what you mean, dude.
Yeah. But nah, I mean that shit right there. Was something that was just an amazing story. I was like, damn, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, he was a force, dude. In the quietest way, to be able to watch him work, dude, was watching I'm sure Einstein come up with shit, or Tesla, or he was he made it look so easy, but it was so like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, like he could be sitting here talking and like rolling a blunt, and then he'd turn around and go, oh shit. And then he'd do something for like 2 seconds, and then he'd go back, he'd put the pattern on, I'd be like, oh yeah, anyways. And then he would have made this like amazing sequence of like this beat he was working on, he's just playing in the back, and you're just like, what did you just do? Oh, I just did this real little thing. Oh, check this out. Like, I got this other part too. Check this. And you go in there and you play it, and you'd be like, yo. Like, you'd be like, oh, I'll put it all together later. And then, like, he would just start putting it together. Then he would put together, like, 32 bars of it, and you'd just be like, fuck. You'd be like, oh, yeah, man, just whatever. Bill was the man, dude.
And I know you got to hear a bunch of stuff and have a ton of stuff that never got released, and you're probably like, you have stuff that's like, why in the hell didn't you put this out? Like, why didn't this come to fruition? Like,
well, the thing, like, sometimes, like, he was so prolific with his shit that he just continued making. When he got into those spurts, he would just make shit. And it just got to the point of like him moving so quick with it. Like I really, you know, it's been 20 years, and you know, me and my son were talking about it. I was, you know, like, where do you think he would have gone?
wow.
Like, and I was like, you know what, man? I go, honestly, I think he would have fucked up some of them trap beats. Like, because there was like inklings of it happening in the later beat tapes. Like, he was doing like these little like 15, 20-second little fucking kind of like halftime, you know, fucking, and I was always like, oh man, like, I know he kind of would have done that. And I think he probably would have like did more looping. He just seemed to like, he loved doing shit that wasn't conventional at the time, because he was, you know, he used to pick apart all the shit and like, you know, like use it for different things. And then he just got into the loop part. He was like, fuck it, let's just make some heat off this. I just thought that was so, I thought it was amazing. And then his selection of songs he made, you know, like based on that, like when he was just in loop mode, I was like, damn, that's tight.
Yeah.
Like, he's a real one, dude, and he like loved music, man, and that's, I think, one of the greatest. Like, my favorite record store trips were always with him, going record shopping with him. Like, we'd go to Aaron's, we'd go to this vinyl fetish place on Cahuenga. It used to be like, dude, I told him about that when I went in there, man. I was like, yo, because I was like, there's this. Because he's always asking me, like, yo, have you ever found any more shops? And I worked at Backside Records in Burbank at the time, but I was still, like, finding out about all these different record stores, you know? And I, you know, and we had Amoeba, and, you know, that was cool and shit, but it was like, you know, like, needed to learn about some other stuff. I told him about this one vinyl fetish, and he was like, what? And I was like, dude, it's where I buy all my rock shit. And they got, like, I don't fuck with the hip-hop, but they got electronic and all this other, like, really cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, we walked in there. I picked him up, and we walked in there. And the cool that, you know, like, he would like, hey man, like, I brought this tape. This is some new shit I worked. So we'd be driving to the record store, and he'd be playing me some shit. I'd be like, oh, this shit is sick. And then we get to the record store, and I'd watching like his face just go like he was just so excited. Like, I watched him buy entire segments of record, like. I watched him buy an entire Kraftwerk section. Like, he just said, like, he was like it was a stack like that. Like, probably about, like, I don't know, 20 to 30 Kraftwerk records that like were probably, like, even boots and other stuff. But
he's like, I want the whole catalog right now.
Like, and then he was also like, he was trying to recreate his record collection into Detroit because he lived with Common. When he moved over here, and he and Common was like, yo, come stay with me. Like, that's the house we all went to, and like he would be like just like in there just fucking digging for heat, and he would just like. he had the most impeccable ear, dude. I used to leave with like, cause we go record digging and we go look for some, record shops or whatever, and then like he'd have these little stacks of records that like he's like, hey man, like, here, take these home. I'd be like, what? You giving me some shit? He's like, yeah, man. I look at him, I go, you can't find. He goes, I couldn't find anything on them, but you might. He's on, they're pretty dope. But I tried. He's like, every record you got in your hand, I tried. I was like, okay. I went home.
That's dope.
And like just listened. I was like, oh shit. Like, okay, like cool. And then like some of them I've never flipped, but I will. I want to do a whole EP of like records he gave me. It was like just like here.
Who do you think got the majority of his collection?
I think his kids. I think his kids got mostly all as far as like with the beats and shit, like or just like his records.
Just his collection of
his records. Records.
Yeah,
oh, I think
equipment, all of that.
I don't know what happened with the records, but I know the equipment was spoken for and like
good.
That's handled. All the like they've
he had time to make plans and arrangements at least, right? So he did not.
No, like
I thought he was in the hospital with like making donuts and everything like that. So he had some time to maybe handle affairs.
No, not as well as he could have. He was just worried about like living as well too. It was. Oh hell yeah! The fire department is
speaking of someone needing to be living right now.
Like, hey man, I wish you the best. But yeah, yeah, the way he was doing like all the donut stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think there was time to really like.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, he was definitely someone that was an influence, and we were so fortunate and lucky to have him while we had him.
Oh,
and, I don't think I've ever, and of course, anybody that's a true hip hop head can ever say anything negative about anything that he's ever had his hand in, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it just, he went through such an evolution, like you said too, even towards the end, where you said he was starting to do like the trap style and get into some of that stuff, which is dope. I didn't even know that.
It's just he could do any kind of beat, though. That was the thing about Dilla. He could really do any kind of like anything he wanted to do. If he heard something that he fucked with, he would try to recreate something like it but different. Like he wasn't afraid to try shit, which is one of the best things about him, you know what I mean? Also, like at a time when people were starting to go away from sampling and they were starting to be, like more Neptunes and Timberland of playing original fucking shit, Dilla was like, hold up, let's get back to this looping shit. Like, let me do these half bar loops on you and make you fucking like, here's some shit. Like I think some might have thought that might have been maybe a regressive move because we were all trying to, apparently, people were trying to move away from sampling. But he was like, no. Check this. Look at the way I'm doing it. And just to be able to fucking flip shit the way he did, like, fuck, dude. Like, all like just off popular shit or not popular shit. Like, he was the king, dude. Like,
I have a question for you in regards to, because like, he never wanted to move anywhere, but like he liked his 3000 and staying with that.
Oh,
and, as technology has evolved so much, do you see him still sticking to the conventional style, or would you see him using like dolls?
I think I was like, he was always like doing beats like on his machine because that was his weapon of choice. But he was doing Pro Tools as far as like laying like his beats on there in sessions. But also like he was like any of his beat tapes that you heard, he organized those in Pro Tools. So he he was very like very aware. Like, you know, he wasn't like super anti technology. He was rather for it. And he used to do like kind of different versions of his beat tapes. Like, there's some versions out there that are like the same songs but in different sequences. And he just would be like, "Oh, what about, you know, this? Oh, check this out, check, you know, like," and then he would get a sequence right, and he would be like, "Yep, this is it."
That's so.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, I mean that's dope to hear, and you know, just thinking about how much of a genius and how much of an ear he had. That just think about with all the technology that there is nowadays, and you can just do so much stuff instantly that took so much work back then to do, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm glad we are where we are. Like,
yeah, it's
a
dope.
lot. It's dope. Like, because like me and you remember, dude. Like when I hear like these, like in all respect to vinyl only DJs who are out there like coming in new to the world and are like, everyone should play all vinyl, and this is awesome because this is like the original format of like what DJing was. Yes, correct. Yes, all of it was. But I think also now, like as much as I love vinyl sets and I think vinyl sounds amazing, it's always the final form to hear like certain music, like especially when it's pressed for vinyl. Like I also believe in the technology that allows us to carry like almost a million times what we can without hurting our back.
Yeah.
Because you and me remember like carrying shit up these fucking flights or these flights of stairs.
Up and down, packing in, loading out.
Yeah, dude. And then you still like doing all that shit, and then you still got a DJ. And you still got to be on point and be like the MC.
And then tear down.
And then tear down and still be in a great mood from this shit. Like, dude, like, you know, like, I think we have, like, come a very long way from that shit.
Yeah. Gatekeepers suck. I mean, like, honestly, I mean, I get the fact that I think that people need to learn the basics in some form or fashion and have an appreciation for the basics to truly be able to manipulate the tools that are present to make them even better or nicer with it. But I mean, who wants to ride in a Model T? Or like, that's like someone saying, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna ride this horse to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? Hey, Boogie, what I was gonna do is I was gonna FedEx you, bro. I was gonna FedEx you this mix I'm doing, right? But you know what? I'm gonna Pony Express that shit to you, bro. It's a choice. It's a statement. Yeah.
And you're gonna send me a message via telegraph.
Yes. And I want you to send smoke signals when it has arrived, because I, being this far from you, I'm going to see them come to.
I'll be on top of the on Mount Evans and be like,
dude,
Pikes Peak.
And I'll see it, bro. It'll be like Lord of the Rings, but not. It'll be great.
Yo, I mean, like, so, I mean, getting into basically the present, you know, I wanted to have an opportunity to share, because we'll circle back to Friday Night Flavas. But before that, we've got a couple of questions for some folks. All right. Okay. So, what I want to do is Gorilla Strong and Treat Yourself kind of have a similar question. Let me see here. Where's this Treat Yourself? All right. So, question: how did you link up with Be Real and the Dr. Greenthumb show? And Gorilla Strong had kind of something similar, since you have been on the Dr. Green show. The Dr. Greenthumb show since episode 1. Can you tell us how
it got its start?
The show got its start. So, like, kind of those questions go together like peanut butter and jelly. So you can just boom. Okay. Thank you for your questions, and we'll be asking the questions throughout the episode.
Okay, so I'll answer the first one first. How I linked with B and the Dr. Greenthumb show. So I've known B since oof, 95, 94, 95 when we started when we came to LA.
Okay.
And it kind of started we were hip hop DJs and we were DJing at Unity, so we were I got a chance to know DJ Muggs first because Muggs was really good friends with Bigga B, who was one of the main promoters for Unity, which is this classic underground hip hop show, that was monthly, and it would have the best, Smith and Wesson, Wu-Tang Clan, fucking Alcoholics, Redman, all these people would come do set. Nas would come through. It was written come through and fucking we DJ that shit. So I knew Muggs through Bigga B, and so then I started hanging out when Muggs was doing Soul Assassins Volume 1.
Okay.
He invited me over, and that's where I first met Jay Turner, rest in peace. And he invited me over, and I started hearing the way all this shit was coming together. Soul Assassin, to me, is a fucking classic hip hop record, and DJ Muggs.
Soul Assassin. Oh my God, yeah.
Dude, Soul Assassin, DJ Muggs is a motherfucking genius. That record is one of the many fucking things in his armor that leaves he's so dope for, you know what I mean? He's got so many dope projects, but I've always tripped out how I got to hear that and some of the Cypress 4, getting to hear Greenthumb early and what was I remember that Freak Bitch, one of my favorites.
Oh wow.
I always tell B, but it's I know it's not the right song maybe to do, but that beat is still hard.
Oh my God,
and that
yeah.
hook is hard. But maybe not the best song to do right now, after Insane in the Brain.
It's music's timeless, man. That's all there is to it.
So I knew B from radio doing Power 106, and so I ran into him and he was cool, but I was hanging out with Muggs. And then when started doing Cypress stuff, I'd be then we'd all hang out. And then we started doing Friday Night Flavas as the Fantastic Four, and so we knew B did Soul Assassins radio on Friday, which was right before us.
Right.
And there was mutual respect there, a bunch of love and mutual admiration and respect. So we were able to do that, and it was, and then on their last show, they called us, and we had them on our airwaves, and we had them on our airwaves and us on their airwaves. So it was the first time these two competing shows were talking
simulcasting almost.
Simulcast, yes, absolutely. So
that's dope.
And it's Quasi. What up, Quasi? Quasi was just in. He was producer for Soul Assassins for B and Bobo and all those guys back in those days. So I always kind of knew B, and then somehow or another, 2009, right? And then I know someone, Rhapmatic was me and Rhapmatic are somehow asked to do what ended up being the first episode of Meditation, which is Damon, Heller, him, Dougie. And so we were supposed to do it at the Old Temple, which was in Northridge, but then the internet fucked up. And so B was well, fuck, I got all these people, let's just go to my house. And we went to go set up in his house, in his dining room, area that we moved, the big ass tables around. And then we set up a turntable set. And me and Rhapmatic, we fucking DJ'd for I don't know, think an hour and a half each, or maybe 2 hours each or something. And that was that was the first I think BRealTV thing. Like B was like super stoked about. Like, you know, I was like, yeah, fuck, you know. And then 2011, I'm living in downtown for the first time, and I run into Lenny Ducano and DJ Nels, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, DJ.
And
Nels.
DJ Prophet.
Shout out to DJ Lenny Ducano. He's such a dope individual.
Oh, I love Lenny, dude. He's a good dude. We did a Cypress mix a long time ago. That's really good. Go look it up on the internet.
On here.
Yes. And so they called, like, I was in the middle of like whatever, and then Lenny and Nels were like, "You should come by BRealTV," and I was like, "Oh yeah." And then at the time, staying in downtown, I used to live in the Sky Towers. And then shout out to Russ, OG Russ, and Rum. What up, Rum? And so they had this studio, which was like probably about like maybe like a 5-minute walk away from where I was staying. So I went over there to go check it out, and then it was fucking cool. And you know, I saw Kenji. I hadn't seen Kenji in a minute. I remember Kenji from when he was working with Lethal when Biscuit was just starting to blow up, and like he was Lethal's tech.
Oh, okay.
And dude, he worked for dude like Kenji's the motherfucking man, dude. That's the first time.
Really? I didn't know he was a tech.
Yeah. He worked for Biscuit for many years, dude.
Ah, man, I always thought like he was, you know, in the weed game. You know,
He was, but he was also like, you know, with DJ Lethal, like
wow,
like in those formative years, dude, like Woodstock, all that, like, you know, like, yeah, it was great times. So yeah, we got to do getting to do that like in 2011. Just kind of you know, being there since then. Even though I was 2009 when we did that first one, me and Rhett. And then yeah, so that's how like we got in. Then I just, you know, me and B have such a shared amount of respect and love for like radio. Mm-hmm. We used to be a part of it, and we know the magic of it and how. Like to present it, like you're not worried about visual, it's all oral and aesthetics of like listening. You want it to be like this inviting thing, like, and we both understood that because he had super high ratings on Soul Assassins and we had great ratings on Friday Night Flavas. So like, it's really dope to be able to kind of like talk with him and be like, we can both like describe a radio thing and understand, like, because we both have so much respect for it. So yeah, man, just being able to like, kind of stick around, then yeah, that's how we were able to hook that up. And then the major configuration of what it is now, I guess, would be the Dr. Greenthumb show. Used to be the 420 show. When it first started in 2011, it used to be I think it started off Dr. Greenthumb show, but then it ended up being the 420 show. Then so we used to do, like, we'd start at 4:20 or the 4 o'clock hour, and we did all these, I mean, we did, like, we were on different platforms at the time. We used to have, like, 20,000 people in there at the time, 50,000. Like, it was crazy. Like,
bananas.
And then, yeah, so I started, like, kind of just, like, we were kind of just doing all this, like, kind of hodgepodge of different, like, things for the 420 show. And then in 2018 or 2019, like he got super serious about like the Dr. Greenthumb show. Yep, this is what it is. All right, word. And then we started the configuration of what it is, like the table. And then, you know, pandemic happens. And then that was our greatest push through, is that, you know.
Yeah.
Starting it, you know, at first because we didn't know shit, and then we started doing like 1 day a week, and then we did like 2 days a week. We were doing Monday, Wednesday, and then it was all right, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we did that for a little bit, and then I think it was like
every day.
Fuck it, turned into every day, and at the time we were like hey man, there was nothing going on in the world, like, so let's give it to him. But like, there was always like told to like me, and then I'm sure B as well. Like like when you start giving the audience something that they're gonna want every day, you got to be prepared to be the guy that's gonna give it to them every day they want it.
Yeah.
It just it's a thing. And so once it's like started catching on during like pandemic, we were able to kind of like just kind of ride the wave and do the thing. And now like we went from like being that startup to now we're like top 50 in Apple podcasts. I don't know what the Spotify numbers. I mean, dude, that's the thing, is that I really never paid attention to the numbers, because we just get on there and I just talk with my friends for like 2 hours and we discuss music, or it's B's show, so like he's often leading it, and then just throwing in little things here that might be fucking funny, hilarious, or fucking it's fun to navigate with all those guys in the room, especially Steph Tone. Like everyone is so fucking well versed and well read that we can discuss anything. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about, because people have asked me like, how do you guys prepare for a show of that caliber where you guys are like, you guys are having like these kind of intense conversations about all these different things. Like, do you guys like go over it? And we're like, no, not at all, not one bit. Because
it's all organic, and you can tell.
It would like, we do things like, I mean, I guess the biggest, what we've always said, what would be the greatest film, like the fodder of like filming us before we go on the air, that hour we are.
Yeah.
Like when all of us are there for an hour, like because we warm up with each other. We have these conversations. Hey, did you hear about this? Did you see this? Oh, let me show you this. This shit is funny. Hey, yo, fuck this bitch. Look what this stupid ass bitch said. like, dude, that's our, if there is a warm up, that's it. We just have this conversation, and we just really kind of have these things. And then it's like, we get to kind of like, oh, this is something, like maybe we bring that up, or oh man, I'm so glad we didn't bring that up because it fizzled in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, or, like it's an amazing time to be able to like talk and smoke the amount of weed we do with my friends, and like, and even Cali Blazes. You know what I mean? Like that motherfucker.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Chris.
Look, when Cali Blaze was at it, like, and became a regular, man,
it all went downhill, buddy. That's to tell you that.
I loved it, man, because it was like the chat was roasting the shit out of him, like nonstop. The chat was ruthless with him, and then he fuck your mother, and then of course the submissions, he'd shit on every submission, and I loved it because it was like everybody would be like, even if something was just out of like, okay, this is out of left field, you guys would be complimentary and move on, you know what I mean? And just kind of not, you could tell, but it wasn't like you guys were disrespectful, and he would just be like, man, that looks like shit. It was like, man, I love this dude. Like he's a super villain. But I mean, the one thing is that folks are definitely saying like, Bev, grateful for the Greenthumb podcast, and the opening monologue, and what you guys did through the pandemic. I mean, again, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that, and it impacted so many people's lives, because at a time when there was so much uncertainty, right? Yeah. I was certain, at least I was certain I knew what I was going to do at every day at that time, like I can't miss, and I'm going to have both Twitch and YouTube open and talking shit to my friends, and, and that was just, it was a thing to do. And, and the fact that you guys would take submissions and do super chats and ask questions or answer questions.
Oh, yeah.
And it was great. I mean, the format's great. You could tell the organic. It's definitely where you guys aren't scripted, and I think that's always the best type of conversation and the most interesting to listen to is like, you know, being a fly on the wall with all of these folks who have all these different experiences, you know, and different takes. So yeah, bro, it's dope, and thank you for that question. The one question that I wanted to get to also was Miss Candacita, my sis from another Miss in Florida. She wanted to know C-, since you've been on Greenthumb show. No, this was the wrong. That's Gorilla Strong. Hold on, I already asked that one. Okay. Gorilla ain't answer your question again because I look silly. Candacita said, "Can you ask C to give us a rundown of his current favorite vinyl in his collection?"
I love that you didn't add the S on that, Boogie, because
I know.
Yes. My current favorite vinyl. You want me to pull some out? Is that what you're saying?
You don't have to. You can just talk about it because I know, or if you do want to, I mean, shit.
Hold on, I have a bag right here.
All right. He's got a bag. He's got a goodie bag. So if you guys are new here, please, thank you so much for being here. Please make sure that you like, follow, subscribe. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Facebook, and of course, cityworldmediagroup.com. And we do this every single week, at least on Wednesday. We'll be taking the day off Wednesday, but we'll be back on Thursday with Smokey Joe. And he's getting ready to put his earplugs in.
Here we are.
And there he's back.
Okay, so let's see. Right now, my favorite record that I've been kind of listening to is it? So, I've been listening to Saturday Night Wrist, Deftones.
Oh, nice.
With the clear.
Woo!
Also, Queens of the Stone Age adjacent, but this is Mondo Generator, Cocaine Rodeo. This has like 13th Floor and another Tension Head, which is like, and it's on like white, and then see the lines.
Yeah.
So, then I have this Eka Vandal vinyl, but I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's right here. Hold on.
He's got his earplugs out, so we could say anything if we wanted to about him, but no, we're not going to do that.
Okay, so yeah, so also Team Sleep. Been listening to that a lot lately. I did the drums on the first track, Ataraxia.
Man, that's one of my questions, and I honestly wanted to ask you, since you pulled that out and you got that, because that is on my list of questions, no shit, that I wanted to ask you that, you're credited for doing the drums, and how did that come about?
Okay, so me and Chino, like me and Chino first started hanging out in '99 when I was touring with Korn for the Rock is Dead tour. Because after we did the Family Values tour, they would call me and be like, "Dude, we miss you. Can you come out and like DJ the rest of our shows?" And we were like, "Fuck yeah!" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So like I started hitting like all these patches with him and just becoming a part of the crew that rolled with, right? And then for the Rock is Dead one, like they started off without me, and then they were like 3 or 4 dates in, and they were like, "Yo, go over here to fucking Washington. You're gonna roll this whole tour with us, you know." And then like, all right, cool. So Jonathan's like, "You're on a bus with me." I was like, "Killer." So go do that, and then we get to Sacto, and then he's like, "Hey," because he's like, "Hey, the homie Chino's gonna be riding on the bus with us. He's gonna come with us for a few shows." I was like, "Killer." So he came on the bus, and immediately, like, you know, he knew I was a DJ, and I knew like he was in a band. We just started talking music, and so first thing he brought up, was DJ Shadow. And I was like, fuck yeah, like, and so you know, we started like kind of just playing each other's stuff, and that, you know, still is on this, you know, like still to this day, like every time I say him, like, dude, what are you listening to? Like, and so he had asked, like, if I started like fucking around with like these beats and stuff, and because I did some shit with Eagles of Death Metal, and so he was like, yo, we're trying to come up with some beats for 3 songs on this Team Sleep record. And I was like, all right. So he sent me the instrumental part, and then when I would just go and like listen to, like, I would play it in my record room, and then I would just kind of start beating like drums away. I just like started like coming up with parts.
What were you using?
SP 1200.
Hell yeah, OG.
All SP 1200, yeah. And yeah, so I remember like I got called in like while they were recording Deftones' Saturday Night Wrist, which is the record I showed you earlier. And I was like, you know, Chino was like, yo, come, you know, bring the SP and like lay these drums down because whatever. So I walk in and I see Abe and Steph and everybody, and then they're like, what's up, C? Oh shit, brought the drum machine, you getting ready to get down? What are we working on? I was like, I gotta go lay these Team Sleep drums. And they were like, oh. And then I was like, I went in and laid them down real quick and then hung out. But I was like, I didn't realize it was like a thing at that time that, you know. But it was dope. I'm super proud of that song. There's other songs that we have. There's one that I really want to get finished that that me and Chino were working on. It's fucking pretty hard. And I really want to at least it was because I think at a certain point it was going to be on like Eros, like it was going to like in those sessions of what they were working on, like because they always had a programmed beat in every single Deftones record. So Crook did, you know, Teenager, you know, Lucky You, Pink Telephone. Oh, those are all DJ, you know, like, so they always did this one kind of programmed, like, weird beat. And so I was being considered for, you know, something that, you know, because even outside of the Team Sleep stuff, like when they were coming back in for, you know, I was really stoked. So yeah, it was so cool to do that. And yeah, there's some other stuff I definitely love to finish, but yeah, Team Sleep forever, they rule.
I always like when you and Steph Tone would do jam sessions on the mix show, and you know, you throwing down, you know, break beats and stuff like that, and he's just improvising and going off on it. It's just it's dope. You can feel the chemistry between you two.
We have, you know, we've done more than a few things together that we like. Sometimes it's been for, you know, like, oh my God, I can't believe, you know, that we were doing some stuff, but like, it's cool, man. Like, we definitely, there's talk of us like where I would just make up these drum beats. And now that I'm getting back into drum beat making aspect of it all, like, told him I want to like do these like drums, and then him just write cool parts so we could do some cool shit live and just improvise at the same time. You know what I mean? Just
hell yeah,
fun shit. Like, because he's the riff master. Like, and any kind of fucking ambiance you need on the track, you could just tell him that, and he's like, oh, like this, and it's that. You know what I mean? Like, he's fucking. Steph Tone is one of
those guys that just have an ear and has the ability to just hear it and put it into practice. It's a gift.
Absolutely, 100%. Yes.
So, you know, to kind of put a bookend on the Fantastic Four, We haven't had a chance because before the last time we had you on here, you were preparing for Rhyme Fest 2025.
Oh yeah.
And it was kind of a secret until like it truly came into fruition and you guys were locked in, and then it was like, all right. And you guys, I know you put a lot of labor of love, and I have a short clip that I'm going to share.
Right on.
And let me see here. So check this out. This is from Rhyme Fest 2025. It's a very short clip. I think it's towards the beginning, and I don't know if you're watching this on the replay, if it's copyrighted music and it gets flagged, this will be clipped out.
I don't think it will be. I think you're good.
Yeah. But here we go, y'all. Check this out.
Friday Night Flavas was a fantastic forum, Power 106. For 8 years running, we were rocking it out live. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Maybe some of you guys didn't. What we're going to do right now, we're going to go down memory lane a little bit and let you guys know exactly some of the songs we were blowing up on our show at the time. We used to be on every Friday night from midnight to 3 in the morning for 8 years straight. 8 years straight. Make some noise for that, y'all, real quick. Come on. Yeah. So we together doing a live radio show for you guys right here on the stage like this. And we're going to start off with some of the songs we used to break on our show. If you guys are ready, C.A. Oh, let's get into it, J-Rock. It's one of the songs we used to break right here.
Fantastic Four.
I want to see everybody get hyped real quick, real quick, real quick. And it goes like this. Hey!
Get the fuck up!
Hey! Hey!
Fantastic.
Say what? Listen.
Get the fuck up. Simon says, get the fuck
Hey!
up. Go get in the sky. Come on, come in the back, sip and yak, yo, what's up? Girls, rub on your titty. Yeah, I said it, rub on your titty.
Come on.
New York City, pretty committee, pity the fool that action in the midst of the calm, the witty.
Hold up. What?
Y'all know the name. Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Man.
Right, and it made you look. Yeah, we did a lot of rehearsing for that because we originally thought we were gonna get 2 hours, and we were like, cool, we'll take them on a trip like a radio show, right? Like a 2-hour set, and then that got hour and a half, and then an hour, and then 30 minutes at one point. It was being talked to us 30 minutes, and we were just like, of course, you know. But we ended up getting, I think, 45 or almost an hour. Like, it was dope. We ended up bringing Psycho Les on stage. He came out and did You Might Know Us. Yeah, you guys, that's it. And then he did Off the Books, Watch Out Now. And yeah, dude, it was dope. Like, it was really, really cool to have Psycho Leezy out there with us.
Yeah, man. Psycho Les is amazing. You know,
I love that guy,
an OG.
dude. I can't wait. Like, he's got some. I got some things to cut on for him. Like, I can't wait. Yeah, I love, dude. I've been wanting to cut on so many records, dude. Like, I hear beats he come in, I'm like, oh, come on, man. But you know, there's a lot of us that got good cuts at the studio, so
Yeah.
you know, CeeLo's got banger cuts, man.
Yeah. But hey, man, that's the one thing I want to say. Like, you know, you again. So, am I allowed to even mention what I want to mention, but I'm not going to mention if I'm not allowed to mention?
What is that?
What you sent me recently?
Oh yeah, go for it. I don't care. Yeah.
All right. So look, I am very fortunate and very lucky to have a digital copy of C-Minus's Led Zeppelin mixtape that he put together, and he's been holding on to forever, and he's now starting to unleash the beast and like not hold on to it, but you know, and I'm going to tell you, man, it hurt my feelings, and not in a bad way. It was just like, God like, you know what I mean? Because there's so many parts on it, and I'm not gonna go into because you hit like so many of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
But I kept like emailing or texting you. I was like, because you wanted me to give it a listen. I was like,
Yeah.
this part, oh shit, and this part, and what? Oh, and I was sitting at this desk. I listened to it like for fucking 12 hours straight on a loop, and then I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and like I banged that shit all the way. I was like, it passed the truck test, you know, the car test, and I was like, this is like everything, man. And so when it comes out, y'all, you guys need to make sure that you do not miss out on however it is released, whenever it is released.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout because it it's a must have if you're a Led Zeppelin fan. And also, really, if you don't know who Led Zeppelin are, or if you may be indifferent to Led Zeppelin, I guarantee you that this is going to make you love Led Zeppelin and appreciate it the way that I do, and of course C does, because you can tell the amount of love that you put into this damn thing, and I cannot wait till you get it out there to everyone.
Thank you, man. Like, yeah, I've been holding on to it forever, but I'm just like all about like clean. Like, this mix was started in 2009.
2009. So
yeah, the genesis of what it would become was kind of formed in 2009.
17 years old.
Yeah, and then
it's almost able to vote.
Yes, it's one more year and it's considered illegal. It's considered a legal legal age of consent, right?
Yeah, legal age of consent, right?
Yeah. Started off, and then I went through these like kind of different like iterations of the mix where the original mix started. I don't know what the I forgot what the time is on it, but I think it's like close to an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, you're right around 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the original that I did like many different takes of, Scoop DeVille actually recorded me like a few times when I was working out the beginnings of this like mix. Like,
shout out to Scoop DeVille.
Like Scoop DeVille, man, he remembers. So the original length was 2.5 hours, and I have I had a very cool like blues slow jam section that was like probably 30 to 40 minutes that I just took out.
I want to hear that so bad.
Just because it was like, I mean, it's great, 100% great, but like I think that's something for a different thing. You know, I just think the flow of this, the way it all kind of like, because none of this mix, and this is where like I've always been a stickler for like doing mixes however I feel them, and like all the mixes that you've ever heard me, like when I put them out, like there's never any edits, cuts. It's all like me literally doing the entire hour, 2 hour, whatever thing, like live in one take. Because
which is so, man, like I said, man, oh my God, dude, some of the juggling you do in the back, come on, man, it hurt my feelings, man. It was like, I ain't doing this shit. I can't, fuck this. Nah, it's just like, you know, it's just because it was like, you're clean, you're so fucking clean, and your doubles are just so snappy, like it's just, you know what I mean, and they're on point. Like it's just, I could tell, like you just fucking.
Yeah, we just like, you know, whenever someone says like, oh, you know, you make it look so easy, I'm like, there's work put into that. Like,
absolutely.
100%. There's like, for me to have this fucking like kind of whimsical fucking take, like, oh yeah, whatever happens, it could fucking happen. Like, nah, homie, like there's work that gets put, like many hours of fucking training that get put into this to make it look so effortless. And a lot, you know, I mean, that's a good DJ, like, will have it feel effortless, like, and just kind of elevate, you know, and that's one of the things I've always kind of taken from all my friends, whether it's J-Rock or Melody or Mr. Chalk or like watching Little Louis Vega or Kenny Dope or Green Velvet or like Julio and Tony, these like OGs of like anybody from the Pickles, anybody from the X-Men, Rob Swift or Mr. Sinister, two of the baddest motherfuckers ever on the face of earth.
Yes.
Apollo, Shortcut, my man. Shortcut is a nasty. He's so nasty, but he's so good, and I love him, dude, because it's like always a ray of sunshine in any room that he comes into, and it's a joy to talk music with him. Like he was one of when I was in the middle of like I wasn't sure if people wanted to fuck with me on Twitch. You know what I mean? I called him and he gave me like, dude, you better do it.
Hell
you better,
yeah.
dude. You got some, come on, man. Like, there's room for everyone. And I was like, you're right. And so that's when I started going heavy. I mean, dude, for those that remember those early Twitch years that like we were, 5-6 years ago, like I was doing a theme every day. Like a different theme every day.
Yes, you were.
I was doing I remember I was doing different artist profiles, like sometimes 5 in a week, you know what I mean? And just like, oh man, I was like literally trying to it was dope. I would love to go back to that, and I think at some point I want to go back to doing like artist mixes every day, like for a couple weeks. I remember going through that shit and just being like, fuck it. I think the most daunting one for me to learn, because I used to just kind of be like, fuck it. Like I would come up with like this list, and then I would just figure out like, okay, well, I'm gonna do like Oasis, and then I'm gonna do Fleetwood Mac, and then I'm gonna do, and then not figuring out or learning in real time, because I would be like, all right, fuck it, like I need to learn some Fleetwood Mac, but then not realizing that oh yeah, they had 10 albums before Lindsey Buckingham, because they were a blues band,
Yep.
And you go back and listen, dude. I had to listen to I downloaded all 10 of those albums, and then listened to them all, and then came up with my own what I thought I had this tier set shit that I wanted, if I want to hear it again and again and again, I gotta start making sections of those songs, and having to learn 10 out, and then I think I might have even pushed it another day, because I was like, hold on, dude, I had to learn 10 albums in fucking 5 hours, and then come up with my faves from those 10 albums, and then that's just paying attention to those 10 albums. Then I got another 6 albums that I got to worry about with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, but it's and then I gotta make them work, dude. I gotta make them coincide. They're all from the same place, but I gotta make it coincide. So I was having to I remember I think I took an extra day, because I was like, okay, I gotta give as much time as I gave the blues band that I just discovered. They had 10 albums before the first Lindsey Buckingham appearance with Stevie Nicks in the Fleetwood Mac. I had to give them the amount of go into Tusk and go into tell me lies, tell me secrets.
All the way to that one.
Oh yeah, and then making them work, dude. I remember being really extremely proud of that, or then deciding I'm gonna do a Kiss set. I'd never done a Kiss set before, and being totally stoked, or just doing Van Halen sets, or Tool sets, or fucking the homie Rosh G, or Outkast, or Jamiroquai, or Prince sets. Still love doing Prince sets. I still love doing Michael sets. I love You know, one of the sets I've been working on the low is I've been wanting to do a rat. You know.
Oh hell
Rat.
yeah, man!
I love
Rat.
them. Rat.
That
Yeah. Hell yeah. Stephen
yeah
Piercy and motherfucking Warren DeMartini, bro.
yeah, dude. They
Forever.
made they made some great fucking like that era. You know, of course that era was always dope as fuck. You know,
Round
and
and round, bud.
you know, which leads me, but before I do that, because like Canacita had a great point, like when you were streaming, she was like, I just wanted to thank C minus because that's how Twitch journey started for her. Watching Skitty and Pablo first thing in the morning, we were there too, and then following it up with C minus streams after Kitchen Sink Crew is my Twitch day ones and still my favorite community. So yeah, like for sure, like that was the thing, like Skinny be on at like I was like, did this dude ever sleep? Like, cause he'd be on early, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go.
I used to start at 9, dude. So
And he would be on like at 5 a.m. my time, which was 4 a.m. his time, and would go, and then and we would.
Dude, and Pablo, Skinny Pablo, I love that dude. I miss Skinny Pablo. He would start in the early morning and then come over to my spot after. You know what I mean? Like, oh, dude, yeah. The golden days of Twitch back then, it was something. You know, like it is something now, but
There was something good that came out of the pandemic, man. Like
100.
you know, regardless of the craziness that we endured and the PTSD that we still have, there was amazing things that came out of the pandemic that we can't.
Oh man, correct.
Can't say enough about it. So you had your rock show, and you had your own show, and started out. It had 3 different names, right? So it was Channel Zero, then it went to the show with no names, and then it was Social Distortion, right? So
no, Mass Distortion.
Mass Distortion, yeah. I knew I was
Social Distortion is the group.
Yeah, thanks.
That's Mike Nasty.
So how did that become and come about? So because I know it wasn't just rock, because you did underground rock
Hip-hop.
and underground hip hop, right?
Yes,
and during that time, you know, it was where it started being acceptable and also like in the same realm and the same heads. You know, there was a lot of overlap and everything like that, and a lot of reverence and respect in both circles for one another, right? So like what how did you get that and make that, how did that start?
So at the time, 98, so we had just we were having Steve Smith, who was running Hot 97 for a while. He was our program director. We had this interim program director in Steve Smith, but they were looking to hire a new permanent. I mean, at the time, you know, Power 106 were #1, like we're killing shit, and so like we need someone to fucking steer the ship fucking like to #1 land and keep us there. Like we're already on to, like our ascend, right? And so like Jimmy Steele enters the picture. And he's a cool dude. He's like he's like stoked that I'm like going out with Korn and he's just like, yeah, man, like, you know, we're just talking. He tells me he's into rock, and I'm like, cool. I want to know you're into rock too. Like, fuck yeah, like. And then there's a moment of like when we heard like, because new metal was starting to be big, and cats were playing like new metal in like party sets, and like, you know, like whoever could find it in vinyl, they, you know, they were like. It was being, you know, Nookie was being played, like.
Yeah.
And so I had heard that K-Rock was looking to start a rock and hip hop show with Fred Durst. And I went and told Jimmy Steele, I was like, yo, I heard that fucking, they're getting ready to fucking, K-Rock's getting ready to start a fucking hip hop rock show with Fred Durst over there. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah. So I told him that, and then he called me in the next day and was like, yo, would you like would you like to start a rock and hip hop show? You think you could hold it down? I'm like, fuck yeah, I can hold it down. And like, I could bring in fucking DJ Lethal and DJ Homicide, who was Sugar Ray's DJ.
Yeah.
So that's what initially started the rock show. And then, yeah, the different name changes. Channel Zero was the first one, but then what happened was that, like, the guys that were producing the show had, what up, Herbs One? They were, they had other, I mean, they had higher aspirations for us, but also didn't involve us in some of the key decision making of like name rights and all this other stuff, like stuff that's really pretty important now, like if you're doing any project with anyone, right?
Right.
You know, so I left like Channel Zero, and thus was born the show with no name, where I took it over from them, and they had nothing to do with it. This was still the time that I was allotted on Power 106, and so Lethal stood with me. I don't think Craig stood with me. I think he went off to go do Sugar Ray shit. But then AM was on our show for a minute too. He was doing some killer rock and hip hop blends. And then yeah, we did this show with no name, and then we did Mass Distortion. That's where we kind of solidified as a crew. And then yeah, then they took us off the air because they wanted to do more other stuff that they didn't end up doing. But yeah, that's how the rock show started.
I mean, yeah, you had, I found some clips and I wanted to play, I found a clip of I found a couple clips, but I play one of your very last day.
Oh.
Your very last episode.
Bro.
Yeah, you had Grohl on, and it was from October 24th, 2004.
Yeah.
So this one right here, y'all, check this out. This is the very last day. Audio and video. It's from 2004, y'all.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, music.
That's for you.
That was for me. If that was ever one song I wanted to play right there, it was always that one. And I remember even when we had different producers back in the day, I was like, it's not the single. Why are we playing? It's not the single. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. That's a badass song, and badass music speaks way tougher than whatever people think it was the single or isn't. So, Dave, thank you for everything.
See, you're the bestest.
Thank you.
You know, we go on tour all the time. You're welcome
bong.
to come out anytime.
Well, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this new record.
Well, we can make a beer bong in like 2 seconds now. It takes nothing.
Do we have any beers left?
We probably have the material to build it from some.
We probably
could.
Maybe that piece. Can we use that piece?
Sure.
Survivor. Yeah, we could probably do that.
What's the bass stand for it?
Oh, let's do it.
Perfect.
Word. I'd like to thank each and every group that's come on this show in any of its incarnations. I want to say what's up to Josh from Queens, Nicky Peeps. One of the best dudes ever.
Best bass player in the world.
Oh my God. That was a great tour I was able to be a part of. It was actually Dave was drumming for the Queens, and Nick was still a part of it, and doing small clubs, doing a club called the 400 Club in Minneapolis that literally fit in 200 people.
Oh shit,
I remember you
that's
coming home and telling me about that. I was like, what?
400 degrees.
Yeah.
400 degrees. I remember my record sweating. My third song in.
We'll hear.
Like,
I want to hear
where's
about
the
that.
band? I'm like,
Oh yeah.
shut up. They'll be here in a minute, punks. But yeah, man, I'd like to thank each and every. I'd like to thank all the Korn guys. I talked to Kilmore Incubus. He ate something that he was not able to really drive out the house.
Pause.
He's on another planet with us right now. Say that. Right now.
Okay.
He ate a couple brownies. It's all great. Every band that's ever come up and ever done anything with intent of giving, letting us play it, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And this is only the beginning. This is not gonna die down, because obviously, when I go out in the streets and people are like, "Oh man, you play that one Deftones song, or you played this Roots song, or you played, you know, whatever. People
So
like,
long ago.
you play like a jukebox for
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
You know, so.
Well, we get the calls every week, man. So hopefully they'll keep coming in.
Yeah, for sure. So
That's
one of the
it.
best comments, and then I'll shut up about this show, is that because it's the last one, and we're gonna play one song for XL. Someone once told me, "Hey man, I heard your show the other night," and I was like, "Word?" He's like, "You played the soundtrack to my life."
Wow.
And I was like, "Word,"
Amen.
because that's good shite.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
we're about to be up and out, man. Bucky, you want to space us out of here, homeboy?
Yeah. Let me get him ready. Let me get the rocket fuel ready.
Because we're about to. The next song I usually play Minerva for XL, who's not here anymore. But I want to play this Team Sleep song, Foreign Flag, which is going to be the first single off the new record. And it's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life. You've ever heard. You guys are. Put up to everybody on MySpace. If anybody wants to get a hold of me,
MySpace,
look up
Jesus
MySpaceMusic.com. Or MySpace Music.
Fucking A, dude.
Woo! And I'm going to be streaming mixes
Jesus.
soon. I'm going to be doing a whole
Fucking
bunch
kid.
of cool stuff. You might catch me on the road with the Foos. I'm scheduled to do some stuff with the Queens. It's going to be good times. Deftones, Team Sleep, all those cats. You'll be seeing me around and hearing me.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Oh,
to
man.
Do the show.
It's all good. You've been around for a long part of it, man. You know, from the beginning to the. It's all good. Jeff, thank you for taking it on, homeboy. When it came time for the new incarnation, when they renamed the show for me, this man stood by my side and was like, "Hey."
Yeah, remember I came the first week and the last week. No,
Yeah.
just like Dave.
Yeah,
Me and Dave were consistent.
Yeah.
First and the last. No, thank you very much. Honestly, dude, one of the most creative, coolest dudes I've ever worked with, and I appreciate it, man. I'm just glad that you let me be a part of the little thing.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it so much.
Wow.
It's about to be good up in
Take
here.
me back in time, Boogie.
I hope so.
2004?
We're gone. I want everyone
2004, October 24th,
something about
2004.
Big homie
22 years
XL.
ago.
Because if he was here right now, it would be a smoke-filled room anyway. So
Nope.
drink something. Everyone put your hands together for the one and only XL, because this song Foreign Flag by Team Sleep is him. But thank you. The lab is up and out of here. C-. You'll catch me in your CD player on MySpace.
Oh no,
On the
God.
road,
Hey,
on
catch
stage,
me there, guys.
And it's going to be all grand and gravy from here. But I couldn't do it without getting spaced out. So, Bucky, you got to
Christ.
space
Shut
me
up,
out. Give me a
dude.
good one,
Well, that
homeboy.
spaceship, it's
Tell that
about
dude
ready
to
to take
shut up.
off. It's leaving this planet. It's
Yeah.
taking C to a much better one.
Yeah, man.
Better life for all of us, even though the past 4 years we've had expensive gas, and now C's leaving, so we
Bucky!
definitely know it's time for change. But get ready. This the spaceship's blasting off. All right, we've been
Oh, yeah.
traumatized. Space punks are leaving.
Yeah.
We are spaced out of here.
Oh
Oi!
my God.
Thank you.
dude.
The Lab Power 106.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So check it out, man. Like, you know, I wanted to make sure that, you know, you had an opportunity to take a look and see that. And I didn't know if you ever had a chance to see that clip or knew it existed. And there's a couple of clips out there,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
knew I knew it was there.
yeah, man. I mean, like, it's just, I want you reacted when you were talking about the record sweating and everything like that. What were you what's the story behind
The
that?
400 Club. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, so yeah, Queens of the Stone Age. This is the Songs for the Deaf tour. This is the club tour. So this is
song that damn oh.
so this is the only tour that Grohl committed to, like, play drums. So basis of how, like, I had already started fucking with the Queens starting in 2000. I met them at Rockin' Ring, Rockin' Park, and we did cool friend hangout things together. And then our friendship evolved over into LA, and then they knew I had the rock show, so they started giving me like fucking tunes and shit. And so then, you know, starting to like hang with those guys and fucking you know, got a chance to fucking play some songs early, like and then Josh hit me up one day. He's like, "Hey man, we're getting ready to do this small club tour. We're gonna go out for like a month and a half, but we'd love if you'd come play some tunes because we don't want another band to try to out rock us." and you just come play some tunes, and then we'll fucking leave the rocking to us. I was like, hell yeah, that sounds brilliant. I'm with it. So he's like, yeah, so it's gonna be, you know, like me, Nikki Peeps on bass. Brendan at the time was gonna come, but they didn't. It didn't end up being Troy Van Leeuwen, who used to be in Failure and badass guitar player. And oh yeah, we got Dave Grohl on drums. Oh fuck yeah, let's go. Sure.
Yeah.
Like sounds great.
Everybody's on that. That's a crazy lineup.
And you know, Mark Lanigan's gonna be with us. Like, oh yeah, sure. And so we did like these fucking really small clubs. I mean, we played like the Metro in Chicago, but we also did like the 400 Club in fucking Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this was one of those super, super duper kind of like room. Like it's like best way I could describe it's like a room. And you would, yeah, it's like this record store or this little kind of, it was like DIY like venue.
Yeah.
And so we set up like, dude, like we set up Grohl's, the way they always do it is like Grohl would get his drum situated where he was going to do it, and then everyone built around there. And so they wanted me front of stage, so I would have to set up in front of Grohl's kit. So sometimes there wasn't enough stage like to have as much room as one would think. Like, so the 400 Club, basically, like I don't know, no one got any pictures, but this was testament to fucking having to live in it with no fucking physical reminder of it happening.
Right.
So, like, I'm like, well, fuck it, okay, like, I'm standing there and like literally like, like I'm standing like this is me, right? And Grohl's kit is like literally right here. Like
I got you.
Feel like I could sit on his kit. Like it's right there. But fuck it. Hey man, we're fucking making this shit work. And so I start fucking DJing and, you know, doing some shit, fucking playing some songs. But as people are starting to bounce around and like kind of like, you know, getting some are grooving to me, some are just restless for the band to come up because they've heard that this is like the most ass-kicking version of any band ever, and it's of course that and so much more. So, you know, like as people are moving around, there's condensation being made, and my records are just starting to just fucking tear up. And
that's wild.
And like gotta like fucking play like verse and a hook, you know, like in like keep it moving, dude. And then like just like I couldn't really like play like any like strong heavy like shit because it was gonna make that fucking room like, and that needed to be the band. The band was gonna do that shit. And the 400, yeah, dude, I just remembered like, yeah, I had to do a lot of one verse, one hook, because the condensation on my records, and I was under the assumption it was going to ruin my needles, which maybe it could have, but I was just like, rather than like finding out, like in the middle
rusting out your shirts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was just like, well, fuck it. And I just kept, but it was just like, dude, every song, like I literally had to like, I think I had like either a towel or like a shirt that I was able to just kind of, before I like packed them up, I had to make sure.
That's crazy.
They were like super wet.
Damn. That's crazy that, you know, you had that much humidity and that many bodies in there just generating.
It was, yeah, man. Like, and that was like, dude, that was like how I broke into like playing like rock shit. You know, like just like being able to go from Korn where I was doing hip hop. I started doing hip hop stuff, but then started putting more rock into my shit. And then when I started rolling with like the Queens, I was able to kind of start playing more rock, but then also like more hip hop shit. And then they kind of understood where I was going with the radio show and all this other shit. And then going like being able to go out with Grohl and just kind of just play whatever the fuck I wanted to, whether it was like Kraftwerk or Rapture or fucking Joy Division or like fucking crazy shit. Like that's how I started getting, learning how to play rock on a major level, was like figuring it out. Like, but yeah.
That's dope, man.
Good times.
Yeah, man. I mean, so how are you on time?
I'm all right.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to put a bookmark on where I was going to go next because, I know that per one of your interviews,
you
had mentioned someone had asked you like one of the very first, I didn't say pieces of vinyl that you purchased or had as a kid was this one.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So this is Earth, Wind, and Fire, Spirit. And if you guys don't know, so Earth, Wind, and Fire absolutely, positively is as much as Led Zeppelin is a part of my DNA from my mother and father, Earth, Wind, and Fire is a part of my DNA because of my mother and father, because when I was, my ADHD crazy ass baby, even at an early age, like infant, like I wouldn't shut the fuck up and go to sleep. They would put on Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it would get me to go to sleep. I love this, but this album is one of my favorites too, and I've got multiple copies of every single Earth, Wind, and Fire. But this one has an amazing lineup. So it's side one's Getaway, song 2, On Your Face, which is my theme song from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Ain't it funny the way you feel shows on your face, because absolutely, like no matter how hard you try to hide, it's gonna show up on my face. And then it goes into Imagination and Spirit. Then side 2, you've got Saturday Night, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Departure, B.O., and Burning Bush. And Burning Bush, man, it closes out. Burning Bush is just such Spirit, and Burning Bush, how they close out each side of these records is so special. So like when you listen to this album on a streaming platform or CD, you kind of miss out on the way they would and sequence songs and have an intention of a ride from side A to side B, instead of just having like a whole boom play, right?
Yes.
But this fucking album is so special. And then I wanted to share with you, because I always tell the story, and this is the album. This came from my father's collection, again, when I was 3 years old, because my mother and grandparents, my mother and father and grandparents went in and got me a Fisher-Price record player, because I wouldn't leave my father's record collection alone, just sitting staring and going through them and wanting to put records on. And I knew how to put records on properly, because my dad whooped my ass if I fucked up his records. But this song, or this album right here, this is the album. This is the very first album that I had since 3 years old. And as you can see, it's still in great shape.
Oh my God, it looks amazing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as a 3-year-old that held on to it, and yes, I still have the 45 in here, all the artwork that goes along with it. But this album, Songs in the Key of Life, man, was so special.
Can I just ask a question? Like,
yeah.
Like, how was Stevie approving artwork, bro?
I almost pulled out Intervisions just to show, because I love that album too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, his 70s run is fucking amazing. Like, my favorite is Music of My Mind. I love that album. Intervisions is great. Like, the Songs in the Key of Life, that album is like a perfect album from beginning to end.
I hate Gangster's Paradise because of what I was like, you don't touch that song, because as a kid, I played that song over and over and over, Pastime Paradise, and I loved that fucking, like that beat. Even as a 3-year-old, right? Because this album came out in 76 when I was born, and I grew up with it. My father loved fucking Stevie Wonder. My mom just even the other day was mentioning to me, she was like, yeah, your father, because I had played Stevie Wonder up here and she was hearing me. And she's like, your father really loves Stevie Wonder. I said, I know, I got it from him. But that song, like, I was pissed off when someone sampled that, because I was, even as a kid, thinking about, like, I would just listen to it and loop it and play it over. It's like just the groove to that. You know what I mean? It's like, it just didn't know about sampling back then, but I was like, man, I wish I could just do this. But yeah, that fucking album's amazing.
Yes. Spirit, to me, that's what we're talking about still, Spirit, right?
Yeah, Spirit,
yeah,
yes.
Okay, yes. So Spirit to me reminds me of like me trying to find what my musical taste was.
Yeah.
Like, but like, I was definitely into the funk, but like one of the cool things I loved is like listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire with my mom. Like, being as a kid, having like music, like even though I used to like tell her that Motown music was like, dude, it's all sad, blah, blah, blah. But like when you get old, like, you get older, you're like, dude, I hate my words. It's so fucking amazing. I've eaten my words so many times with my mom, like saying musical fucking stupid shit. But like I was able to, you know, like kind of love that like we could listen to that album, Spirit, and beginning to end, dude, there was no whack songs on that album.
None.
And also I used to really trip on how they made me feel like high, like they had this high vibration to them.
Yes.
But like but the crazy thing is that what I really loved even more now is that like their music is so spiritual with never a mention of God.
Yes.
That is to me like the epitome of like what true like spiritual music is. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, that doc they did, that Questlove did. Oh, it's great.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet because
it's great.
But I'm looking forward to, like, it's probably going to be on my watch without tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, man. And what you said is like the high vibration. And I think that was the thing that as a child that immediately captured my ear and made me relax. It was just because of the harmony and the way Maurice and Philip and everybody just, I mean, think about like I write a song, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And just like, but just every single thing that they did, I just, they're amazing. And being able to be on the side of the stage, you know, like watching them, you know, perform, it's just fucking amazing. And yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire is legit. And if you guys don't know who that is, kids, please
go do yourself a big solid and listen to, I mean, you could start at Spirit and get it just, you know, I mean, you can basically start anywhere in their discography and it starts off great. But I would suggest going like, you know, the way that I first like, because I knew that album, my mom had that album, but she also had Keep Your Head to the Sky.
Oh, yeah. Man, that song right there.
And like, woo, like, yeah, like that song reminds me of like really good times being young. And
I tear up every time I hear that song, man.
It's so amazing, you know. Like to me, like that song is like me and my mom, like back, you know, like when it was just me and her. And so I just like, yeah, that Earth, Wind, and Fire has a certain joyous occasion. Like even, he loves Holiday. Woo, that's
I mean, they can't miss. Baby making music. Earth, Wind, and Fire had that baby making music, and they brought the funk. I mean, they just brought it all. They were a complete package, and you got.
But
got a
they were able
joyride.
to do it like it was such like I mean, like I was reading Questlove. He was there was a comment he made on Threads, and he was talking like I didn't know this, but like Serpentine Fire is about morning wood.
For real?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I knew that, like, of course, they got their start and their first break was on the soundtrack to Sweetback's Revenge, and I got a copy of that. But, like, that, I didn't know Serpentine Fire is about morning wood?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to have to go re-listen to that. Morning glory. About the Serpentine. Oh, my. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ow.
I guess that's the noise. And look, for you ladies that don't know what it's like, I mean, we got to do like calisthenics in the morning sometimes to be able to push through and get that morning number one out of the way. Like, it's difficult.
Yes, it really is, though.
You got to do all types of fucking maneuvers, but we're not going to get into that. So I wanted to ask you a question in regards to because you toured with, you started, I guess the first tour with Korn was the Family Values tour, correct?
Yeah, 1998.
Correct. And then, you came back again, and then by the time that they did their third album, that was the first time that they invited you to say, like, come and hang out at the studio, right? And yeah. I want to know, because not only I want to know about like how those sessions went, but you had mentioned in something that I was watching and read that the two producers that were on that album were legendary producers. The one cat produced And Justice for All, and the other
Steve Thompson,
and
Toby Wright.
And then Toby Wright produced
Alice in Chains.
Yes, and that in itself, because, and I know Candaceita is going to light up on this one because her and I share love for, like, if she pops up in my stream, I'll play like 10, 15, 20 minutes of Alice in Chains straight.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I love Alice in Chains. I was playing Alice in Chains for my daughter, and I took her through like Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and all the like the grunge stuff that was good, like STP and all of this stuff, right? And was like, because she likes Nirvana, and I was like, if you like Nirvana, you like this, you're gonna like this. And she lit up as I was playing songs, and I was like, she's like, oh, I hear you play that all the time. Oh, okay. And like showing her the parts. But you said that you had an opportunity to hear some dope stories about Alice in Chains and Lane and all of that stuff, and even like the recording of the last album and what they like. Is there anything that you'd be willing to share on here that would be dope?
Well, Toby, like, when I started to hang out with for Follow the Leaders, like Steve Thompson was like, it was him and Toby Wright, but they were like, they're the big rock producers that were trying to, outproduce each other, but they were cool though. Like, I'm probably making, they were both working on this record. When I started geeking out when I found out that Toby Wright, because he mentioned just like, I did some, Alice, when I was doing Alice, and then like,
just very coy and nonchalant.
Well, because they were in work mode. So they're, when he's talking about like to Steve about, when I did this Alice thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I freaked out when I was like, I finally put it together. I go, hey man, you're Toby Wright from Alice. You did the Alice in Chains records, right? And he's like, yeah. I go, holy shit, dude. I go, bro, the Dog album is one by far, like, that record got me through so many, like, fucking moods and, like, things. Like, and he was like, yeah, man, I did, and he told me, like, there was, like, some of the vocals on that record were like he had to go get it from a hospital bed that Lane was in, that fucking, yeah, there was some really dark, I think he's mentioned that before. And like telling me just some of the different shit that they did, and how dope Lane was, and like, and then like when Mike Borden came to drum for Korn for that whole year of 2000, Mike Borden had just did a record with Jerry Cantrell called Degradation Trip. So it was Jerry Cantrell on guitar, Robert Trujillo on bass, and Mike Borden on drums. And it was a 3-piece, and they did fucking some of the best Jerry Cantrell music ever. But it's all about like, it's definitely
Morning.
It's it's about like like free basing a lot. Like there are these different fucking. But it's an amazing rock record. There's some really good tunes on there that like are amazing, dude. Some of the best Jerry Cantrell shit ever. But it's a really like dark record.
I gotcha.
Go check out the song Spider Bite, dude. Woo! Or like Psychiatric Break. Oh man.
You know what? Actually, I know I now that you're saying it, the names, I know exactly the songs that they were because I saw an interview with him and he was talking about that album specifically and where he was, and points back to, he's like, that album was him going through and him just putting it out there on a record. Yeah. I remember it now. Yeah.
So so I got to hear a lot of that album because there was a guy like Borden was drumming for Korn, and then Jonathan was using this guy named Tim who was engineering for the Queen of the Damned project he was doing, but he had also did this Jerry Cantrell record. So I was fucking like, dude, I got to listen to that album for like a year or two straight before it came out. Like, it was great. No internet, nothing. It was awesome. I like was so infatuated by that record. Our record's like a. In fact, I just pulled it out like the other day. I was like, dude, I gotta like listen to this. It's been a minute. Like, I love some good Alice in Chains, man. So like, and then also. Like Steve Thompson was, he did, Injustice for All. And I asked him, I was like, all right, dude.
Please tell, is this, I want to know what the question is.
I was like, homie, did they really forget to turn up the bass?
Yes.
And he was like, nah, man, they didn't forget shit. They wanted it like that. I was like, all right, that's all I need to know. Like, it wasn't like that big of a fucking, like, and even recently, they were like...
And Justice for Newsted.
Yeah, dude, and they're like... But, like, honestly, like, they should have done one, but also, like, I get it. They're like, that's the sound of that record.
Yeah. And I almost pulled that off the shelf because that started a shit show.
What, Injustice?
So for me, yeah, like... Wow. So my great grandparents would always give my mom and dad $50 to spend on me for Christmas, right? And they would pick out the shit, and I got to the age, of course, I'm in middle school when that's out, and they were like, "You're old enough. Santa Claus doesn't exist anymore," and all that shit, right? So we're like, just pick out what the fuck you want and get it, right? So I was like, take me to the record store, right? So I went to a place called RTO, and basically I knew exactly what I was getting. I grabbed that Metallica album as one of them, and like my mom was like, like, I don't know if they're gonna like that, especially at my grandparents' house and shit, because they're very religious folks, very churched up, and on here I'm bringing, Metallica album, and I can't remember what the other album was, but regardless, the Metallica album, I remember, like, I opened it up and had to play, like, oh, thanks, and, like, the room just got quiet. I was happy as hell. I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm cracking this bitch open as soon as I get home, like, but yeah, that was always something that I thought, was like, man. And I get it because, they just lost, I guess, considerably one of the best fucking bassists of all time. The guy was just an ingenious. He was genius as far as, when they lost, I'm trying to think of his name because I'm blanking right now. The original bassist. My God. Cliff, thank you. Cliff Burton. When they lost Cliff, I mean, it gutted it, right? And like, that guy was just amazing.
Yeah, Cliff is dope. Cliff is dope, and his life was cut way too soon.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I don't know what their mindset was, having to know that they had to get a new bass player to go play these shows that was with one of their best friends that used to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine what that mindset is like. So I guess my thing is like, well, like, the album sounds pretty rad as is. Would I like to hear a new fucking version with Jason's bass a little more up? Hell yeah. I think that would only add to the lore of this album. That record is still great as it stands.
Fuck yeah, it is. I mean, their first music video.
That's like, my friends used to play like Metallica, like, that were like metalheads, like, and then One was the album that, like, I took, like, was like, all right, like, I knew, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All, like, I knew those records, and
Master of Puppets,
I knew Masters of Puppets, yeah, and I knew those.
Your ass.
Yeah, I knew those records, and so, but I was always like, I never like One was the one when they did that. That shit is hard. I was like, darkness, this prison ain't me.
Yeah.
All that I see, absolute horror, I cannot live. Oh man, that shit is hard. Like,
and the video itself was nightmarish too, because I was like, that's the worst thing I could even imagine. Like,
the old footage, dude.
It was so good as haunting.
Yeah, dude. That I mean, all the little comments of the movie happening like on parts when he's not seeing, like, and shit. Like, yeah, that collage of movie into, like, the Metallica video made me, like, for real, like, oh my God, this movie is fucking wild. Like,
yeah, dude,
I gotta watch this. But it also made me kind of pay attention as, like, Metallica were, like, larger than life at that point. Like, like, they were on their way, they were like.
Then they went right to the Black Album.
Right
after
to that, and they were they never stopped being huge after the Black Album.
I mean, that shit was crazy. The Black Album came out, and it was, I mean, and Justice for All set it up, right? They set it up because I think MTV, and then making a music video and that being a vehicle to help get exposure to folks and it was in main rotation, right? And all of that stuff. And then, the Black Album. I saw an interview just recently with Dave Mustaine, and he said that when they kicked him out, they had a tape of all of his, like, songs that he wrote and, like, riffs and all of that stuff. And he said that they pretty much, one thing he said when he left was, like, don't use any of my shit. And he's like, my riffs are on almost every album.
Yep.
They were like, they used it, and, like, Dave Mustaine, just, it was funny. I was having a conversation with one of my good friend's son. He's discovered Megadeth and, like, loving them, and I'm like, okay, you gotta listen to this album, and listen to this album, listen to this song, so I was giving him head pointers on Megadeth and shit like that, and he was digging it. But that guy, he doesn't get his just due. Dave Mustaine is definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he's got riffs, but he's like, for the thing I think that always kind of downplayed Dave Mustaine's thing is that, like,
What's that?
I think he's kind of known for being a dick, right? So that's first and foremost.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess.
You know, but then also he kind of like, there was no opportunity left unturned for him to talk shit about the Metallica guys. And I think no matter what, when you're talking like a group that's on the way to be like, you know, is going the places Metallica is, you kind of start looking like the angry old dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
bitter.
Like, bitter dude. And he was still coming out with like good albums and shit. You know what I mean? So Symphony of Destruction is an amazing riff. That
Peace sells though. Goddamn.
Peace
like I
sells,
mean,
you know, like I think there's some like amazing riffs that he's the man.
Yeah.
I just think Metallica was on another trajectory.
Oh,
dude.
absolutely. I mean, Metallica, if you look at the two and the comparison and the work, I mean, they're different too. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely different bands. You can just say that. It's different energies. But yeah. So in that Korn session, what was it like to be and see and to have that album put together? Like, did it come together really easily and cohesively, or was there a lot of
Follow the Leader?
Yeah,
Follow the Leader was like, dude, Follow the Leader was like, there was all these ideas being thrown around that all somehow managed to work. Like songs that sounded like Pipe Dreams was like, yeah, we should get the Far Side on here and Ice Cube too. Like, and then one day, fucking, here comes Ice Cube, ready to fucking do his verse, and
fucking
like
Ice Cube, man.
Like, fuck, for real? Like, this is crazy. Like, and watching Monkey and Head come up with like techniques of Kako was a big was their guitar tech, was Head's guitar tech, and Monkey's, and so he'd come up with like these really like sounds, these crazy ass sounds. Like he was, like they were really innovative, like looking for these sounds. And yeah, I got to see like David drumming live. I got to see them rehearsing these songs. I got to see them working them out. I got to see when Ice Cube came in, he was the first rapper I've ever seen like do his ad libs first, then his verse.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, I've never seen that to this day. I've never seen that.
That's crazy to think of that. Like he's to be in the pocket with the ad libs and then be able to construct and hit on time with the rhymes and the bars, to be able to just like know where he's at. Like that's crazy. That doesn't make sense.
Agreed.
Like that's fucking like, that's like math rock. Like, you know what I mean? That's
I watched
masterclass level shit.
I watched it and I was like, yo, also watching Jonathan lay his vocals too. Like Jonathan was really like, this is like the tail end of him getting fucked up. So he was, Jack O'Clock was happening a lot. Like I'd get there early because I had nothing to do. My hand was recovering and I couldn't DJ. So Fieldy's like, you should come over here and watch us make this record. I was like, fuck yeah, well, I can smoke weed over there? Hell yeah, you can smoke weed over there. Killer. So I did. I went over there, and so I just was in my fucking, like, hand cast, this.
Yeah, because your thumb was fucked up.
Yeah, I was dislocated, man. Fucking idiots. And so I would just, like, light these bowls and just, like, sit there and, like, fucking. So I for 3 months, I couldn't DJ. So
maddening.
So I went over to the Korn studio every day. It was the NRG Studios in North Hollywood. What a great fucking studio. I've done some really cool shit there. Yeah, dude. So we got to like I get to like saw how they made this record, and it was like really, it was such a good time, man. And just to see all the different techniques, and then finally at the end, everything just came to a head, and everything got finished, dude. And then looking at like, oh my God, dude, like you guys did this shit, and it ended up being one of the most popular records of all time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's just a dope ass project, and the fact that you were there to see it, you know, all go down in person and be behind the scenes for that is even that much more special. And I guess, you know, also that helped tighten your bond with them even that much more.
Oh yeah, man. Like, yeah, dude. I mean, I was at the right place at the right time. I had the right injury to fucking make sure I could just sit and pay attention and get to know these dudes that were going to change my life, like, for the rest of my life. Like, and that's what they ended up doing. And to this day, they're some of the nicest, still the nicest guys ever. Like, always talking to Monkey or Jonathan, like, sending heads crazy, funny messages. Like,
I've got a lot of respect for those cats, man.
Yeah, they're great, dude. I've been around the world in with those guys, and yeah.
Except
dude.
you weren't allowed to play. They told you to stop playing Rage before they came on, man, because you were getting the crowd too pumped up. You had them already on 11. It was like, come on, man, like you wearing them out.
That was
wearing them out.
That was my bad. That was my bad, dude. I had to learn because I was like, fuck it, let's get them pumped.
You're going for the throat. I know exactly what you was like. I'm gonna kill them.
and just because I'm like, oh, I want to get everyone so pumped up before they go, right? Like, you know, before, and then they're like, hey, homie, like, we're trying to like save some of that energy for us. I was like, oh, right. All right. So that's when I went from playing like Rage and Prodigy and all this other shit. I went to playing like Portishead and like, like shit like that. Like that was just like moodier and and then all of a sudden they'd come on and like, oh, the heaviest thing in the world, dude. It's some of the best shows ever, man. Those are good times.
That's dope, man. Well, I mean, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I just want to say again, as I started this thing off, and I will end this thing off again with, again, none of this, I wouldn't be on this screen, and this show wouldn't be rolling as it is. I mean, maybe someone would have had G-Dash finally talk them into doing this or doing something like that, but and all of the usual suspect, you might know us, family, all of us, with all of the shit that we've done, it's a lot because of you, bro. And
thank you, man.
Again, you have helped me through a very difficult phase of my life, and you've always been someone that, like, I just am so appreciative and have nothing but gratitude, because you're just such a fucking dope ass genuine individual that, we need more people like you putting positive energy out there. And even when you're going through tough times and shit like that, man, like, you've got a fucking community around you, because you do shine light, just like as we talked about Earth, Wind, and Fire, how they vibrate at like the music vibrates at a high energy. I really do believe that, that's you. And just being able to share your love of music, that's why I relate with you so much, is because I've always, through my social awkwardness or whatever it is, it's like, I know I can talk music to anyone about anything and just have a good time learning about what type of music they like, and maybe learning something like, oh yeah, tell me about that, and that's that, and I think that's kind of like how you get down, because you get fucking so stoked over, like, you like this, oh, check this out, you know what I mean? And it's, you can lead me down a path. Like, I would have never found Salt if it wasn't for you. And Salt is someone that, a group you know, and even Cleo, like that is like when I'm in my feelings and like I need to, like I'm listening to that shit, and you know, and it's you, bro. So like you are an amazing person, and I want to just say thank you. I hope you enjoyed the clips that I played and taking you down memory lane a little bit and sharing some stories.
That was cool. That was unexpected. Yeah, you know what, dude? Like I watched that channel, the Master Distortion show finale. Like I watched it once, and like the thing is, like, is I'll let you, like, you know, like, is I rarely go back and watch things I've been on. It's like kind of like a one and done thing. It's just a one and done thing. It's like unless there's like a group shot that we're all like amazingly fucking funny and we just go like have this really cool rap, I'll go back and watch that shit, because sometimes we have that and it's like, oh my god, dude, that shit is some of the funnest, like, to have, like, everyone, we're on the Greenthumb show, we're all fucking friends, but sometimes where we're all in unison about being a dick to one person, oh my god, it's the best. It's the fucking best.
Shit. When you were roasting somebody and you kept like fucking putting like Doobie Brothers or Michael McDonald things. I can't remember it was one of the early days, but you guys were all like, everybody just kept going around the room, and it was like one person had a punchline and everybody was breathless and just like punchline, and you guys were just roasting the fuck. I was just like,
oh yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, so give any shout outs before we get up on out of here, man.
I want to shout out you, GhostBoogie. I want to shout out to the usual suspects, the You Might Know Us crew. What up, everybody? Gandasita, what up? I see Javi G up in there. What's cracking?
Danny
Oh yeah,
Chaz
stock
in
check.
London.
Yeah, Danny Chaz up in London town. Yeah, Javi G's like, who remembers Sock? Dude, Colton. I told Colton when I told him, like, when I sent him my farewell message, like, hey, homie, next time I'm in your hood, like, sock check for old time's sake. Because, dude, every day for a year, he was taking pictures of my sock. And this is
I remember that.
I was doing the show fucking 5 days a week. This is before we had days off. Like, I was doing Monday through Friday, dude. Just fucking getting high as fuck and talking, just getting our chops, fucking our conversation skills together. It was great. Good times.
I mean, yeah, dude, it was really fun, and it still is fun. So if you guys, if you're here and you're watching this and you don't know or watch BRealTV and the Dr. Greenthumb show every single day, you're missing out. And you can go to BRealTV and watch all. What episode are you guys on now?
I don't know, man.
What number? It's crazy high now. You know what I mean?
It's sure.
So, you know, either way, there's a catalog and there's plenty of things, and you can check out the mix show. You do the mix show after the podcast. On what days do you normally show up again?
On the BRealTV thing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. None of us have really been devoting times to doing the mixes right now. We're hoping that's going to change.
You're on hiatus and stuff like that. Take a break. Yeah.
But I'm trying to get back into doing more things here on the Twitch for my channel. Like,
when's the next time people can check you out on Twitch?
Man, you know what? I got to do this Madonna mix because I'm really loving that.
I'm gonna warn you, and I'm not trying this. Listen, I would love, because I know that you did before the DJ program, but
she's not on the list no more.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I just did a Madonna set like a month ago. And she's
okay,
not on there.
dope. Because I was speaking to somebody. It's been months ago, I guess, at this point, but he got his channel taken away for 30 days for playing a Madonna track.
Wow.
Like, they actually suspended it. Like, it wasn't one of the normal, hey, this isn't on the playlist. You could be the normal fucking emails we all get every stream. Like, that was they lost his channel for 30 days.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if you're going to that, like, dude, I have not had I got my channel taken away for, I think it was 48 hours once.
I got you.
Well, you remember whenever I told you I got like fucking.
Yeah, you were like, they got me, bro. I was like,
They
oh
got me.
no!
I played like a couple of Prince songs that were not list friendly, and yeah, I did that shit, and I remember like, oh man, like, but I went and looked. That's why I was talking to Private Joe 420. We were just like, I was like looking. I was like, man, I need to get inspired again. And then I was like, I went and looked at the restriction list, and then she used to be on there, but she wasn't on there anymore. So I was like, well, fuck it. So if she's not on there, I'm gonna go on and do a quick mix and fucking see what happens. So I went in and I did like a 45-minute set. Nothing got reported, dude. And I was playing Heat, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, fuck it. And then so lately I've been like, hey man, she's not on the list no more. I'm gonna play all
That's
shit.
dope. I'm like, cause I there's so many times I want to fucking throw that in there, but I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? Because it's like,
so is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is not on there as much either. Like, you know,
yeah,
like,
he's all gas. Yeah,
yeah, dude. Like,
the only thing that's Prince is like, I get pissed off. One of my favorite Prince albums, Piano and a Microphone.
Yes,
is
that's not
it gets flagged, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
Any of the stuff that's like any of the newer stuff, like the originals, you can't play. You can't play a piano and a microphone. Any of them, unless you do your own mix and then like your own remix to it or whatever. You can't play. What's another one you can't play? Any of the Warner like soundtrack stuff. So like
any
Graffiti
of the
Bridge, Under the Cherry
Purple
Moon,
Rain.
Purple Rain, like, and even 1999 is a song I think is.
Yep, it is. Because
so
it's on the
like,
B side of Erotic City, right? Or no?
No, Erotic City was the B side of Let's Go Crazy.
Thank you. All right.
And Erotic City's on that list because it's on the Purple Rain soundtrack. It's the B side to Let's Go Crazy. So, the other day I was playing a gang of Purple Rain shit. Like I played the I Would Die For You. I played fucking Wonderful Ass. I played.
Did you get hate mail?
I got none of it.
No hate mail.
No hate mail. No, like, hey, we saw you play 18 different songs that were on the list and we didn't think you were going to play them, but what's up?
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, it's dope. I hope they continue to work it out because they're taking all our fucking money anyway. So it is what it is, but that's all that it is. And so in the meantime, in between time, I'm GhostBoogie, you, and especially you and C-.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah, Mama C. Yes. Y'all are special. Stay in the present, not in the past, not on the future. Just right here, right now, because you don't trip. Just embrace it. Breathe and sit with your feelings. And much love, y'all. And for you Twitchers, we're going to raid out. Copy that raid message. And Rallo, y'all. Peace.